started. Buy 4 windows or doors and get the 5th free. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Call Renewal by Anderson today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history. The driver's last shot at the playoffs. Your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at EyeCandyEnergyDrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
The Girlfriends is back with a new season, and this time I'm telling you the story of Kelly Harnett. Kelly spent over a decade in prison for a murder she says she didn't commit. As she fought for her freedom, she taught herself the law.
He goes, oh, God, Harnett, jailhouse lawyer.
And became a beacon of hope for the women locked up alongside her.
I think I was put here to save souls by getting people out of prison.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Girlfriends Jailhouse Lawyer, and listen now.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
When you're injured in a car accident and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car, it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Orlando.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
This year, fuel prices have been a bit of a roller coaster. Here in Orlando, drivers finally have some relief at the pump, but prices are likely to go up by the end of the summer. Well, you know what can make your ride smoother? The Upside app. With Upside, you can earn cash back on every fill-up, which means there's money to be earned even when gas prices are low. Upside earns you up to 25 cents per gallon at hundreds of locations like Circle K, Racetrack, and Shell. Download the app and see why millions of Upside users have racked up almost $1 billion in cash back earned. For a limited time, get a 25 cent per gallon bonus on your first purchase with promo code Orlando07. That's promo code Orlando07 for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your next fill-up. With Upside, you can roll up to a nearby gas station and coast straight to cashback earnings. Don't forget to use promo code Orlando07. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Lots to get to today, from a politician set on fire to South Park just broke a 25-year-long record, and Ozzy Osbourne's final text message is revealed, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Oh, good.
How the heck are you?
Hanging in there. Lots to get to today. Busy day on the show. So let's explore the world together, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I did just want to warn the both of you before we get started. Things could go in two different directions today.
Why?
Robert Frost style?
Yeah, this is the road diverging here. And I don't think either one of them is good for you guys. All right? I mean, I just like
that's one way to start the show. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. I'm just being real with you. I'm just going to try to let you know how it's going to go today, because I was informed, I think immediately after the show yesterday, or right around there. I got like a tidbit. C-Lane said, hey, heads up, just so you know. And after he said it, it was all over the news like this.
Okay, have you been buzzed lately, a little drunk, and you just don't know why? It may have been because of this. High Noon has recalled some of its vodka seltzers that were accidentally mislabeled as energy drinks. The company says some beach variety 12-packs, you see them here, contained alcohol-filled cans, but they were labeled as Celsius's Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz flavor.
Okay, well, you know, it's like a little bit of a risk going on out there. So
it's a hell of a coin flip, I'd think. You go,
yeah.
Oh, do you have one there?
Yeah, might as well. So you guys have a choice here today.
What's that?
One thing.
Exactly, that you are opening up.
One thing that could happen is this could actually be a High Noon inside this Celsius. And then I'm off to a rip-roaring start.
Wait, can I open a High Noon right now? And it might be Celsius?
You go for it. The other thing is, this is a Celsius, and you guys are screwed either way. You know what happens when I have a Celsius, so...
Yeah,
I know for a fact that's a Celsius, so...
You know what
I still don't know.
love the image of in my head is all of the... I don't know, teenagers that go into a convenience store and get a Celsius.
They're like, pool your money together. We're going to get as much Celsius as we can right now.
Feels real cool, Mom. I want more.
Like an alcoholic version of the golden ticket from Willy Wonka. You know, you're out there.
Golden ticket.
You're out there in the
I
stores.
bet the golden makes the Celsius taste bad anyway.
You're going for it. So we'll see what happens. Best case scenario, I get drunk. Worst case scenario, I am zipped off of that Celsius, baby.
I mean, if you have a wireless mic in there, you can just do like circles in the middle of the studio while
paces
you talk.
To get my steps in, which I can count on my brand new iPhone.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my God, I don't even know what to do with
Sabrina,
this thing.
he has struggled with this upgrade.
I'm such a boomer on this. I am.
Really?
He's not lying.
Wait,
I
couldn't get his old text messages to show up.
I couldn't. C-Lane had to tell me how to do that, and then this morning
I had to tell him log into iCloud.
Oh, no.
I did everything the directions said. It didn't say log into iCloud. There was nothing on there. And I'm just like, well, they won't give me my text messages. I can't text message Sabrina and C-Lane. I don't have their numbers.
Did you give your old phone back?
Not yet. I still have it out there, but I reset it. I put it back to a factory reset, so I got nothing on that thing.
Why would you put it back? Did you have to trade it in or something?
Yeah, it was a trade-in on the thing.
Got it.
I'm not as allergic to that as you are.
A whopping $32 for that.
No, I'm sitting on like 5 old iPhones because I refuse. Like, that's my property forever.
I am setting it back, but I got the new iPhone 16 Pro, and then Courtney and I just had the most boomer conversation. I said, that was so embarrassing, our back and forth that we just had. I took a picture in the studio to put up as a post on Instagram, but I haven't done any of that in so long that it kept posting as a video on accident, and then I was deleting it, and then I was posting it.
Have you figured out the new button?
Yeah, but I accidentally hooked it up to. There's a new button on the side that could do whatever you want, but I accidentally hooked it up to a voice recorder, so it just keeps recording me on accident.
Wait, that means there's a couple new buttons. You have the action button that there's a bunch of different things you can set it to. Mine's just silent mode right now. I haven't done anything fun yet. But then on the other side, there's the camera button where you can just instantly start taking pictures.
Love it. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
the little
what a world.
jelly beast inside of me is starting to wake up.
You got to do it.
I now have the oldest phone on the show.
You're going to have to get over this whole I don't want to turn in my phone thing. Take all them phones and turn them on. Sealand has ways to make them into money. I don't know how.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to wait till that 17 comes out in about a month and a half. How about that?
Okay. That's probably a smart idea. But
and then pay full price for it and not trade anything in?
Correct.
It's so expensive now. All right. Anyhow,
can we talk about this high noon stupidity? Because I think people are
what stupidity are you talking about?
Blowing this out of proportion.
No, there's no blowing this out of proportion. The can factory
out of proportion.
A mistake. Now you take the Celsius. You might get a high noon. You might not. I don't know.
Chug it right now. Or
it's too strong.
It's Celsius. You're drinking Celsius.
2 of these a day.
That's crazy.
2?
Yeah, it's like a lot.
Courtney, if you're listening, I want a screenshot of your heart rate.
First of all, are you hold up that can?
Yeah.
What flavor is that?
Celsius. Oh, it's the same one, same exact one from the news story.
It is not. That is not the Celsius Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz.
Blue Raz. Yeah.
That sounds ridiculous.
See,
that
sparkling
title.
That's it. Right? You can see it on the camera.
Why are you covering it?
I'm not covering anything. Anyhow, let's see what happens today. It's going to get wild around here.
The company that prints these cans out, they sent a bunch of them, and I have questions for the people that fill the cans at the High Noon factory. Like, do you just not look at them? They sent a bunch of them to the High Noon canning factory, right?
The canners, yeah.
And then they filled the Celsius cans with High Noon, topped them, and then loaded them into boxes, and sent them out.
Yes.
They are not going to show up on the shelves of your 7-Eleven.
Oh,
why not? Why are you?
What a fun
party
sucker!
Right now. Yeah.
You know, folks, just go out there and enjoy a little pep in your step on a Thursday.
There is
you might get something fun.
Placebo effect. So if there's a bunch of people thinking that perhaps there's High Noon in their Celsius can, they're going to have a great day.
Whoa! Yeah!
Little buzz.
Ready over here. I don't care what C-Lane says. I'm feeling it today. Okay, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we went into this yesterday, but I didn't actually get to hear the play-by-play of it.
Oh, it's so hilarious. The second that she realizes what happened.
The WNBA, when somebody threw the sex toy on the court, they actually did address it on the play-by-play. But yesterday, I didn't have that. I just saw the green sex toy on the actual court. So first, we go to how this actually went down on the broadcast. All right.
Hayes gets blocked by Maya Caldwell. Something flies on the court, actually.
Yeah,
from
you see it.
The crowd.
It bounced pretty good, too.
The officials will say they will continue play as that goes off the fingertips.
All right, so she says something, God knows what, bounced on the court, went flying across here, and it did. You did see it.
And you can see the object, the block right there, and the object comes.
There it goes.
The green thing bounces, and it goes to the sideline.
It does have some bounce to it.
It did, but if I was her, I don't blame the broadcaster lady at all. I would not have known what that was just from watching the bounce.
By no means.
I would not have thought like, oh, well, clearly this is a sex toy bouncing across the
Unless
WNBA
you have that
court.
one, you know.
I know that model.
You're so familiar with it, you can see it from yards away.
That's an X-15.
Here's the thing. I've never seen it in that lime green before. Had it been in the metallic purple that I'm used to, yeah.
Oh. That is a choice. That is indeed a choice. So now she's like speculating as to what this is.
We're not exactly we're not sure where it came from.
They're gathered around
for any of that type of activity. Yeah, and no one's picked the object up yet. You guys, oh my gosh.
Okay, finally
Listen
get
to
to
her.
see it.
Listen to her.
She says, no one's picked the object.
Oh, my God.
My God. Oh.
Yeah, and no one's picked the object up yet. You guys go, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I don't know how to address this.
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
I like her.
She's not wrong.
What's her name?
I don't know. It's one of the broadcasters for the WNBA game.
Her name is Brittany Hicks.
Brittany Hicks. There you go, Brittany.
That is the wife of what's his name's friend.
Oh, is it?
Wait, who?
From the ESPYs?
Yeah,
Shane
Gillis.
Gillis's wife's friend.
Great.
I did appreciate on Inside the NBA on TNT, they were talking about this incident where the sex toy was thrown at the WNBA players. And you had, it's always my favorite when you have Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. And they heard a little tidbit that that the cops showed up. And they could not get enough of the fact that the cops showed up
To assess the situation?
Because of the situation at the WNBA game. And the other guys were kind of holding it together, but Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal just lost it, man.
Were there not cops already there? I mean, like, at an NBA game, there is security and there are police.
No, that makes sense. But they're probably at the doors or staying like at the lines, especially during breaks or halves, to make sure no fans, storm the court.
They do it.
But then
every time out, like there's like a handful of police officers that kind of stand on the court with their hands behind their backs,
But then you hear in
looking
your
around.
little earpiece, we need everyone on the court right now, stat. They got an object
were
on the court.
blown away by the idea that the cops showed up. Here's this guy. Melton.
Somebody needs to turn down the microphone on whichever one of them is going.
No, in the production room, turn them all up. Keep them up on those two guys. I don't even care what they're saying over there. It's
Why
just
don't they
enjoyable.
have a podcast yet?
Because they have so much money. They just sleep on a bed of money and they go, do we want to do anything else? No, let's just go on TNT and talk about sex toys on the WNBA court. There they are. All right, man, do we have a lot of things to go over today? We are going to get into some incredible stories of turbulence on this Delta flight that is just crazy to hear. That the eyewitnesses popping up and talking about this are really illuminating just how scary this all was. And I can't wait to share something with you about Gen Z folks. You Gen Z folks who are listening to the show, I know you get dumped on by the millennials, by Gen X, by the boomers, by the dust generation, whoever the oldest are, just the oldest of the old out there, the sand generation. What is it? The silent generation, the oldest of the old.
Silent as in dead?
That's what they're actually called, the silent generation. That the other generations always crap on you. But Gen Zers, we got to talk, okay? Because there's something that's going on at your workplace that is just, this is unheard of, and I can't wait to get into this. So we'll bring it up. I want you to hang out with us and answer the accusations as they drop on the show, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're going to run into some slowdowns due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound just before that Hancock Road exit there. Emergency crews are off to the right shoulder, clearing up a crash.
Dull Mike, what's happening? Happy Thursday. It's finally here. It's finally the day that I kept wishing for. Thursday. That means the weekend's almost here. It's weekend eve. We're just going to coast, baby. We're just going to roll through it. What's up, chat? How are you? Hello. Light 'em up. Who's here today? Why does it say the new C-Lane Black Eye? That doesn't sound like... I don't get what that means. What's up, Tanya? E-Fresh Rocks? Oh. Typed it wrong the first time, I think. That's a teeny tiny little C-Lane Black Eye. This black eye Although I did know a girl who told me she stopped doing shots, I think. She stopped doing shots because she woke up with a black eye. And I was like, you woke up with a black guy? That's why you stopped doing shots? That seems a little mean. But indeed, she meant a black eye. And then, so when I got my infamous gigantic shiner, I texted her and I was like, so here's the thing. I also have now woken up that way. But I did not stop doing shots. That's not a quitter like that. Sean's not dead. He had to use the restroom. I don't know if it was a onesie or a twosie. He wasn't that specific. But let me tell you why this Celsius high noon story is, in my opinion, a little overblown. Here goes. The only Celsius cans that have high noon inside them are inside variety packs of high noon. So this roller coaster you could actually bring yourself on if you didn't know what was going on was that you buy the beach variety pack, only the beach variety pack of high noon. And it's supposed to have a bunch of different high noons inside it. And you open the beach variety pack and waxing his carrot. That is a hilarious reference. You open the beach variety pack and there's cans inside that look like they're Celsius. And you're like, why is my high noon beach variety pack filled with Celsius? Then you crack open one of the Celsius and it's actually high noon. I guess you don't know what flavor it is or something like that. That's it. That's the story. So unless there are people working these bodegas opening the 12 packs of high noon and just like chucking them up on the store, up on the rack as loosies, I don't think that this sexy news story of kids buying Celsius and opening them and drinking them and getting drunk is very, very. I don't think it's a real risk. And I think that's just, every news story I've seen shows you the rack of loose Celsiuses as if you're going to go, oh my gosh, there could be alcohol inside. There's not. I went looking for them though. I went looking. Could not find any. It would be fun just to crack open the Celsius knowing that the high noon is there. Also, they have silver tops where the Astro Vibe is supposed to have a black top. So, rant over. I wanted the air cans. Kurt, I get it. We're back. Bye.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
I got to tell you, this new iPhone is going to get me in trouble. I sat down, I had to go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, it was a Tuesday.
I clicked the wrong button, and next thing I know, once again, I'm accidentally recording myself. And I'm like, this is going to be bad.
Can you play it for the people?
No. It's because all you're going to hear is me going, whoa, because I realize that I'm recording myself as I'm sitting in the bathroom on accident on my new iPhone. I'm embarrassing myself.
I've almost done that a couple times. Not recording like video, but like there'll be
the voice memos.
I've had a couple like accidental just pictures of the corner of the stall here at HQ. So
what's even worse is when the front-facing camera hits you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want that.
While you're looking on the toilet, and it's just like the worst angle of you possible.
It's worse than a picture of your vinegar strokes. Just
all right, let's talk about this. Gen Z, we have to talk. We have to discuss something. I don't believe this is true. I'm going to start out with that. I don't believe this is true, Gen Z, okay? But you need to defend yourself after what I am seeing today, because this is absolutely insane. I know the millennials and the boomers and everybody comes after you. I know it's like a giant mosh pit of people constantly ragging on Gen Z. I know Gen Z. It must be tough to be the generation that looks at houses that cost like on the minimum a couple $100,000 more than anybody else ever had to pay for them. I know that things are expensive everywhere, and a car is $50,000 for God's sake. But this remains inexcusable. Okay, here is the report I'm talking about. It says nearly half of Gen Zers have their mom regularly talk to their boss.
Are you kidding me?
I don't get that.
This is what it says. All right, this is what it says. Well, and I have some graphs and stuff that we'll go into here, but real quick,
I don't even think my mom's ever met my boss.
Get excited for the graphs. Those of you who are on YouTube or Twitch will understand, right? You can always watch the show, youtube.com/thenewsjunkie.
It's like they always say, graph time is a laugh time. So we'll be real excited for that.
Who's they? Real quick question.
Nobody.
Now, I want to see some admissions here as I go through these. And you guys, Sabrina and Celia, tell me if you are guilty of this, okay? Item number one that was revealed in this, 31% of Gen Zers had a parent write their resume. Guilty or innocent?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
Innocent, for sure. I wrote my own.
I'm pretty sure no.
Guilty or not guilty works better.
Not guilty.
No, not guilty? Okay. 77% brought a parent to an interview with them.
Not guilty.
Definitely not guilty.
That would be so weird. That's so stepbrothers-y to think about. 53% had a parent speak with a hiring manager on their behalf.
Not guilty. Is this
not guilty?
I'm feeling old.
45% regularly have a parent talk to their current manager.
Not guilty.
That's half of people who are Gen Z have their mom call their boss regularly and talk with their manager.
What is the average age for Gen Z moms and dads?
I don't know. We have to look that up based on the age range. 73% have had their parents help complete work assignments for their job.
Not guilty.
And 57% have brought a parent to their current workplace, which I think that's less bad. Like my dad used to bring me to his work, and everybody's, well, not everybody, but most people.
Different, buddy. No, this is different. It's not your dad bringing you to his work. Mm-hmm. It'd be you bringing your dad to your work.
Yeah, but is that weird? Like,
I don't think it's that weird. My mom has been here at HQ before, and we have a different job. But both of my parents have been to live broadcasts.
If we worked in an office somewhere, would it be weird for us to be like, "Hey guys, my dad stopped by"? That it doesn't seem.
They could show them around, no problem.
Yeah, a little tour. Like if they keep showing up, that's kind of strange.
Hey, if you work in an office doing data entry, it might be a little weird because there's nothing for your parents to see except like, here's my computer and here's my printer. But for jobs where you do something unique, sometimes parents would want to see like what kind of stuff you do, where you work,
especially what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
we're different. Seeing the buttons and the words and seeing the microphone back and forth, and then it's quickly grounded when they realize that like we don't really do much during commercial breaks. We'll chat back and forth.
That is one of the less weird things that was discovered in this. And
I think my mom has been here twice, and the first time she asked if Delilah was here.
Oh. Everybody in radio is in the same building, Mom. Yeah. We're all together here, gathered together. What Gen Z asked their parents to do while job hunting, 90+% of Gen Z asked their parents to help them find jobs to apply to. They can't find them themselves. They need some help. They have to have a parent help them find the jobs to apply to. To be a reference, that's not so bad. I mean, it seems like maybe your parents as a reference seems a little weird.
It seems cheaty. You give somebody a reference and the reference is your mom.
And if I was looking for a new employee and that's what I see on the resume as your referral,
let's be real.
Are they putting parent or former employer?
All references are kind of like that anyways. You're never going to call a reference and the person's like, that person? Do not hire them. No.
I'm sure it's happened.
Submit applications. Almost 60% of Gen Z ask their parents to submit applications while they're job hunting. Email the hiring managers. Speak with them on the phone. That's over 50% of them. Write their cover letters. Write their resume. All of these things are way up there. Accompanied them to an interview, but stayed outside or off camera, which is 44%.
The fact that you have to say off camera. I never went to any on-camera interviews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, imagine stuff. These get worse as they go. Of all of the parents who are participating in their child's job interview, which you should never do. As a parent, let your kid go. It's time for you to get out into the world, get a job, go do the interviews yourself. When I was young and getting into the workforce, my parents didn't go on job interviews with me.
Hell no.
I had to do 3 job interviews in a row at Circuit City, and my parents were nowhere in sight. It was just me, and it was like, go talk to the Circuit City people. And I got that job selling those 900 megahertz wireless phones, and it lasted like 3 weeks.
And look at you now, iPhone 16.
Look at me go. Of the parents who sat in on the child's job interview, about 50% of them sat in the room or joined the call. About 40% of them answered questions on their child's behalf at their child's job interview. Asked the interviewer questions,
this
about
is
30%.
Embarrassing.
Helped negotiate salary or benefits is about 28%. Introduced themselves, 25%, or spoke positively about their child, 25%. So they're just like riding sidecar on these Gen Z job interviews. The parents are right there along with,
now
going, I want to help negotiate the salary here.
I want to see the stats of, after all of that, how many of them were hired. How many of them got the job?
I don't know. That would be interesting. I don't think they show that in this. But, like, did this disqualify a bunch of people? I can't imagine if you're hiring for your company and you see somebody come in and they go, we need to talk about salary. And they go, well, my mother will be handling that portion of the job interview.
And if they get the job, they're like, and 90% are now in a solid full-time position. That's going to change the game. Or a lot of people are going to sit their parents down and be like, you're now my agent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance it works. I think it probably is a turnoff for employers, depending on how old they are.
Unless the employers are, just outside of the Gen Z area. Like the person giving the interview, unless they're old as hell, they'll probably think this is a terrible idea and very embarrassing. But there might be some younger jobs, some younger things that they're like, I guess this is just the norm now, and this is our hiring pool, so let's go.
Janine on YouTube says, this is insane and absurd. Jason says, WTF are these parents doing? Not letting their kids go. Coddling, I would say. Coddling your children. How often Gen Zers say their parents are involved in their current job responsibilities? All the time or often is about 50% of them. Your parents are involved in like the day-to-day of your job. About 50% of Gen Z parents directly communicate with their manager. About 50% of parents of Gen Z kids pack their lunch for work every day as they send them off to work. These are kids in like their mid-20s, aren't they? Isn't like Gen Z up to that point right now?
I believe so.
40% help complete work assignments. And 32% go to the workplace, these parents of Gen Zers who are seeking jobs. And so, I mean, I asked 2 questions. One, to employers, tell us your experience today. Tell us your experience if you're an employer and you've seen any of this happening. Because I think to a lot of us, it seems very strange. It seems weird. None of us, despite the age differences between myself, C-Lane, and Sabrina, this is not how it went for a very long time. You would never think it would be like, if you were at your job interview and they said, Sabrina, we've surprised you during your job interview, your mother will be sitting down next to you. You probably would have been horrified.
I go, okay.
That happened to her on the show once.
Yeah, it did. And guess what? I was horrified.
Right.
But she's a sweet baby angel. Shout out Gila, who doesn't listen to the show anymore.
Great mom, great all that stuff, I'm sure. But you don't want your parent with you at a job interview. That's weird.
Throw something at you guys after I did some Googling.
All right.
And I sent you the screenshot. But it says the average age of parents of Gen Z is roughly between 35 and 55. Gen Z, to remind everybody, born between 97 and 2012.
Here it is, Seelan.
Parents are predominantly millennials, so it's all our fault.
Yes.
We're not used to it, but we are without a problem going to our kids' interviews, talking to their managers. And I ask this question, is it because we are the coddling type or we want them out of our house and that means get a job?
Have you ever seen that cyclical graph? It's like a circle going around, and it says hard times makes for tough people, makes for easy times, makes for soft people, makes for hard times, and round
it's
and
like
round
a
you
vicious
go.
Circle.
Yeah, I think that the millennials are sort of actually the softest bunch of them all. And then when they have kids, they're like, no, we can't let go of them. We must treat them with kid gloves.
Because of how our parents treated us?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
And then the Gen Z kids will probably be like, I ain't doing that. I mean, I remember when my mom came with me to my job interview, I'm never doing that. But yeah, it says the average age of parents of Gen Z is between 35 and 55 years old. And allegedly, you parents are sitting down at these interviews, getting involved and doing all of that stuff. Let us know your experience.
Let it go.
Super
Please.
weird. All right, we'll see what you say, but that's out there grabbing some headlines today. Also, we're going to hear from you. You can send us a dispatch or an email. All you have to do is email tips@thenewsjunkie.com or record your video or audio dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Butters sends a dispatch about the kids right now with their parents. Here we go.
It's all true. At my job, I have at least 3 kids. I mean, I'm going to call them kids. They're 23, 24, and like 25. Their parents every single day bring them their lunch or bring them their dinner. And it baffles me. I don't know if I'm jealous. At this point, I figured out that I'm probably very spiteful because I wish I was getting dinner and lunch brought to me by mama and papa, but it ain't happening. I don't know what's wrong with these kids.
It's a different time, man. It's a different time.
Play your cards right. Make friends with mama and papa. They seem to coddle enough that they'll add some lunch for you. You know,
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it myself, but I'm not getting that, unfortunately. Ex-swimmer on YouTube says, I had a parent recently call me about her child's work schedule and let me know the days and times they would work.
Come on.
If you're an employer, this has got to be infuriating. I want to hear from you today, and I want to hear from Gen Zers in defense of this. Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com if you want to be anonymous, put that on top, or record your video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right. It's hot out there. Be careful on that. I want to keep mentioning, just in case you forget how the summer works, it's hot. It's intense heat. There are all the feels like temperatures, which I don't really believe in, hitting 110 degrees or something. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and not being stupid. Make sure you're not leaving kids in the car. I hate that I even have to say these kind of words. Doesn't matter where you are in the good old United States of America. If you're in the U.S., it's probably hot today. So be safe out there, friends. We'll take it one day at a time. All right, when we come back, we'll get to you and your feedback. Those dispatches are rolling in right now. We got to talk about this severe turbulence that is grabbing headlines. And the folks who are on this plane are speaking out. Wait till you hear what they have to say about this turbulence experience. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show, because therapy is expensive. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Thursday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we're expecting another hot and humid day, unseasonably warm at that. Plan for a high of around 96 degrees today in Orlando. We have a heat advisory that begins at noon today and lasts through 7 o'clock. We'll once again... meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Miracle Treat Day.
Yes, indeed. Cameraman, wake up. Folks, this is the behind-the-scenes peek at the show. I hope you're having a great Thursday.
Are you wondering if it's any good? Stop wondering and get the answer from that mortgage guy, Don. Comparing your
All your comments are coming into the show, so hello to you, everybody who's watching today on YouTube or Twitch. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes live on the show. And when we return, we will be talking about the turbulence on that Delta flight, which is just like, I don't know, freaks me out when you hear about people flying around and the plane just dropping out of midair. Wait till you hear these eyewitnesses talk about it. Hello, Tanya. Hello, the Honorable Cat Butthole. Esquire, I'm sure. Hello, weed consumer. Hey, Beha, there you are. Hey, Nate. Kurt. Insecure Walrus says, that means 7 minutes? How dare you? Sometimes it does, but right now it doesn't. It means 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's what it means right now. I'm waiting to hear your take on the Lee Vogler story. Very interesting, Deb. We're going to do that in a bit on the show, but we're going to do a deep dive. So I've got all of the different twists and turns on why this elected official was set on fire by somebody, who that person was, what their motivations were, a whole bunch of like behind the scenes, people connecting dots as to why this happened. It's a very interesting story. So a deep dive on that right around an hour. Hey, Lady of Laurels. Hey, Cyclone Ranger. Dennis says, Sean, that was a fake list made by boomers, is my take. No, it was real. It was real. I've seen a couple of stories like that. Amy says, Wasson looking fit. Can't call you news chunky anymore. I'm no different than I was 2 days ago. That's what shirt fit will do to you. Remember that shirt? The Cambodian kids shirt? Look. Whole different world. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Barbara on Facebook. Beha, sorry to hear, by the way, about the positive diagnosis. There are creams and different other medical interventions. It doesn't mean things are over for you. It just means it's all about preparation. Okay? It's all about preparation. 2 minutes and we're coming back. For Insecure Walrus, that's 2 minutes and 24 seconds. I read that the suspect's wife in the politician that got lit on fire in that case filed for divorce 2 weeks ago. I've got the skinny on all that. That's why I want to start doing the deep dives more on the show, where it's like, let's take this topic and let's get in. Let's go down the rabbit hole. 90 seconds. Hey, Feral Kitten. Hey, Yuckers. Also, question for you, chat. Yesterday or the day before, there was a story about how I think Sears, the store, is down to like its last 5 locations or something, right? And then today, there's a story about JCPenney, just like almost completely going out of business. There's only a couple of them left. And all these stores are just getting massacred. They've been getting massacred for a while. Is there any store from your childhood that you wish was still around like that? That you wish you could, like, just for a day, get in the car, go to that store, relive the memories of doing that and shopping there? Because they're dying. Sears, see you later. JCPenney, that was huge when I was a kid. The JCPenney catalog, for God's sake.
Service merchandise. True. I will get into that in just a bit. We're coming back live on all stations. Ish. 30 seconds from now. Here we go.
School year kicks off. It's time to celebrate you at the Monsters of the Morning Teachers Appreciation Party at Johnny's Other Side, Wednesday, August 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. Teachers, bring your school ID or pay stub, and your first round is on us. Plus, you'll be eligible for gift bags, prize drawings, and classroom supply gift cards. Not a teacher? That's okay. Bring school supplies and show your love. Join us for great food, cold drinks, and support from Johnny's Other Side. JustCallMo.com, Tito's Vodka, Russo Wines, Surfside Tea and Vodka, Terramana Tequila, and Yingling. Get the details at realradio.fm/party.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassy's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
on planet Earth. Learn more about the show. Where do you go? Over to thenewsjunkie.com. Head on over to the website and learn more right now. Courtney texted me during the break and said, my mom wrote my resume for me when I was 18. And I said, well, in the report about Gen Z work habits and interview habits that we talked about, in that interview, that's like the least bad infraction is like having your parents when you're 18,
especially
or something.
At that age.
That's fine.
That was the only answer that I hesitated on because I don't remember if I ever had help writing a resume. I know that I have done them like from templates online. I've definitely pulled that, but I don't know.
I think everybody's done that. Like I don't look down on that, and if I was an employer, I wouldn't look down on that. I would look down on a Gen Z potential employee who comes to the interview with their mother and their mother like butting in and going, well, it's time to talk about salary negotiation. I'm like,
that would
well,
be
okay,
so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know at that point, unless, and that I can't wait to hear from people that are actively trying to hire people. If this is so common, then you have to get used to it at that point?
If it's just adopted as a thing from an entire generation of workers, either you don't hire them or you get used to it. Susan on YouTube says, my Gen Zers have never asked me to call their employers or anything similar. I did help my younger son when he signed his first lease. I was there for support and letting him know to read before signing. Well, that's just good parenting. That's good. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. You teach your kids lessons along the way, definitely. But you also, I think, need to know when to let your kid be in the fire for a hot second. And that's super important. Like me thinking about being with my son Dylan on an interview for a potential job for him is so weird. Even though I'm a millennial, right? I'm in the millennial generation. My son is Gen Z. Like it's literally in this exact bracket, and I could never think about doing that.
I was on this show when I signed my first lease, so I did not have any parents show up for the help there.
Yeah, some of that stuff is less embarrassing, but like the showing up and the helping you negotiate and regularly calling your boss once a week or so and asking for days off and stuff, that would just be horrifying to me. We'll get to more of your feedback on that in a moment. Let's go to something even more horrifying. Up in the air, a Delta flight hit with significant turbulence. It was headed from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam. 25 people were sent to the hospital after this turbulence. Let's see how it all went down. Let's go to ABC News.
This morning, troubles in the skies. 25 passengers taken to the hospital after a Delta flight from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam experienced significant turbulence.
Damn. They have the emergency vehicle standing by.
The plane with 275 passengers and 13 crew on board diverted to Minneapolis airport Wednesday night. Passengers on board describing the terrifying moments.
Oh, God, I always hate this. I personally, as somebody who doesn't like to fly, who doesn't like turbulence at all, I hate this. But this is what happened on the flight.
The plane rose rapidly up about 500 feet and then did somewhat of a nosedive very rapidly down about 1,500 feet.
There's a moment where we thought we were going down. So I'm, still shaken about it. It was very scary.
25 people were injured and transported to hospitals.
Yikes.
One young lady in particular, I believe she got thrown up twice to the ceiling and down and landed on people. I think she ended up with some fractured ribs.
Oh, that's why I know this is the point in this conversation where Celine goes, that's why you wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
That's why you wear your seatbelt on the airplane. And you won't get tossed up and down and hit the roof a couple of times.
Seatbelts do not bother me. There's something comforting about a seatbelt to me. So, like, when the seatbelt sign turns off, unless I'm going to the bathroom, I don't really have a huge desire to take it off.
Yeah, it's not that bad. No. I mean, some people act like it's some big difference in experience, like a condom. You know what I mean? It's like, this is
a different experience.
Yeah, like it's like the flight with a seatbelt versus the flight without a seatbelt is, oh, look at me, I can move around so much in the 3 inches of space I have. And like, that's not very rewarding, but these people were freaking out, apparently.
The Airbus A330 landing safely in Minneapolis.
Well, Delta says those 25 injured were taken to the hospital for evaluation and care. And the FAA is now investigating the incident.
Yeah, they're looking into this whole thing to see what caused this. They said it went up like 500 feet and then down immediately like 1,500 feet, causing everybody to absolutely freak out and panic on board the flight. Well, you can let us know what you think about that. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. People chiming in on all sorts of topics that we're talking about here on the show today, as per usual. But I did want to throw something else at you real quick. And that is, I had a story. I mentioned this to chat during the break on Skolmike, which is talking when the show is in commercial breaks. You can watch over on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie.
Get the behind the scenes.
I said yesterday.
Also, Dull Mike is coming for you, man. There's some people.
Yeah.
They like the Dull Mike.
I see the supporters. I see it. But yesterday, I had a story. Maybe you guys can just look this up real quick so I don't get the numbers wrong. But I think they said Sears, the department store, was down to something like the last 5 stores. There's not many of them left is the point, but I can't remember what the exact number was.
Let's see.
And JCPenney today in the news was saying they're selling off more than 100 stores after filing for bankruptcy, and they will only have a handful of stores left. How many is it for Sears?
I'm saying a couple days ago, Sears will soon be down to 1 California store.
1 in California.
Well, okay, 1 in California, but still.
I'm sorry, but also all of the West Coast.
All of the West Coast has 1 Sears left.
And then 6 days ago, there was a store that closed. Yeah, no, it's all about the California one. Okay, one of the last 8 Sears stores in America.
Yeah.
Okay.
As of March of 2025.
In May, the Tampa Bay Times said only 2 remain in Florida, and it soon could be 1.
If you are younger, you might not know much about a Sears, but Sears used to be pretty ever-present. Like, if you had a mall, you had a Sears.
Yep.
If you had a mall, you had a JCPenney. If you had these places, there they were, and they had locations in every major city, I would guess, across the United States and beyond. And now...
And Sears
gone.
Hardware, right? Would it be a hardware store with some appliances?
Appliances, yes, but there was some department to it. Like, you can get tires, but also get a blouse if you want.
Yes. Yeah, Sears was the only place where you could get stuff like for your car, like Sabrina's saying, or clothes, or electronics, or...
Of the mall stores, there was more stuff for dudes in Sears than, like, most of the other stores.
Yeah, probably. It was less about clothes. It was so much less about clothes than a lot of the other stores out there. Like JCPenney was much more about like this intense shopping experience of a fragrance section in the middle, always people spraying the stuff on you, and then clothes as far as the eye could see. you go in to pick your clothes out before your school year started and get a pair of shoes and like some clothes and whatnot. And all of these places are ripped now. Like they are closing in droves. And the question that I had, and I want to know from you two for sure, is there any store from your childhood that is no longer around like that you would love just for one day to be able to go back and have the experience of shopping at a place like that? And if so, what would it be? What was the store?
Off the bat, Toys R Us. I mean,
Toys R Us
was very, very close to where I grew up, my parents' house, and that was the go-to. Especially when there's 4 kids in the family and they have a lot of energy. You guys go and look around. We're not going to buy anything, but you're still having your experience. Second one, McFrugal's. We were there. McFrugal's. We were there all the time. I think that is.
They have the golden arcs.
What's McFrugal's?
McFrugal's. I think is what we now know as Big Lots. But McFrugal's, like, I'll never forget the name. And we went there all the time.
Was it one of those places, both good answers, by the way, where you had, like, there's a vibe to it? Like,
oh, yeah. Like, because you're poor. Come on in.
Toys R Us 1,000% had a vibe. When you were a kid, I will never forget being 13, maybe probably 10 to 12, and the automatic doors opening. I had just gotten a wart frozen off of my leg, and my parents said you could get any toy you wanted.
Man.
And I got the Ninja Turtles pizza shooter thing.
Loved that thing.
And it was so vivid, the whole experience. All of these stores, so many of them, were losing to, I think, inarguably a worse social experience in terms of like just shopping on Amazon. Like you don't get that moment of awe, of looking at all the options, of, you know, like even passing it down generations. I remember taking Dylan to what's it called? The toy store. Toys R Us. It's been gone so long, I'm forgetting the name now. For taking Dylan to Toys R Us.
Yeah, but she just said it.
Pick out what, I know, but I forgot. Pick out whatever toy you want, just like it happened to me when I was a kid. And then it would take him an hour. He'd just be looking and looking and looking, and he didn't want to make the decision.
You don't want to make the wrong choice,
but then
man.
You go there, and as an adult, and you're like, this place was way crustier than I ever would have been able to capture in my 8-year-old brain, because it had the lights and the shine and Disney World for free, and then you go back and it's like, oh, this is what we were experiencing growing up. These are our formative years.
A lot of people chiming in. Dwayne on YouTube says, I miss Toys R Us and I'm 57 years old. I love that place. McCrory's. Service merchandise, somebody says.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I do remember being little, and that was one of the first places where you could try stuff out.
I think I went to a place that used to be a service merchandise recently, because the service merchandise had a look to it, sort of like you know how they have that blog that's like, these things used to be Pizza Huts, and you could totally tell. That service merchandise had a look to it. Montgomery Ward was one of them. That was a fun store. I liked, like, when we went to the mall, a lot of times when I got to a certain age, I would like want my mom to leave me somewhere so she could do her shopping and I could look at toys. And
give me a little freedom.
KB Toy Store.
Yeah.
KB Toys. That was a good time.
Yeah, FYE, all of those places, like, there was a vibe to it, and they are dying. And
Sharper Image
all of a
still
sudden,
around?
I don't think
know.
it is.
Remember that mall experience where everyone would just wait in line to try the massage chair?
Sharper Image and Brookstone. That was like the knockoff Sharper Image.
Little did I know what that massager was actually for in some of those cases.
I was talking about the chair, but yes, they absolutely had vibrators at Sharper Image.
I'm talking about the big one that, like, handheld. Looked like it could shake apart the foundation of a small building.
That was a whole episode of Sex and the City. The Samantha tried to take the vibrator back because it was broken, and they were like, "This is a neck massager." She goes, "Okay, my neck massager's broken. It's under warranty. Will you please replace my neck massager?" And they're like, "Maybe you've been massaging too hard," or something like that. They're like judging her for the way she used it.
this was not just Sex in the City for me. It was also Sex in Sean's childhood home for me, because I remember my mom underneath the bed having one of those massagers stored in there.
No.
And I was like, Mom's got a massager. And then you get older and you go, oh, God, I touched it.
Oh, you used it.
Put my hands on it. I said, oh, this is fun. Yeah.
Well, if she didn't have that, you'd have like 8 more siblings, right?
It bruises me, though.
They found stuff under your bed, so it's kind of even.
Shut your mouth. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Andrew emails, Sean, I hired a Gen Z worker at an aviation maintenance school. He had the experience in the field to teach classes, but he was young. After he had finished training, he had some family issue that he needed to change from day to night shift. We spent another month training him to teach a different class. The day he was going to teach on his own, he needed to go back to the day shift. I moved him back to the class we originally trained him to work for, and he did not show up for work. No call, no show. He didn't want to quit, so after 3 days of not showing up for work, I fired him. A week after I fired him, his dad called and asked why I had fired his son and wanted me to hire him back. I spent 3 months training and paying his son and got 0 work out of him. Love the show, says Andrew from Pennsylvania. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the email. Everybody else, jump on board with your thoughts. Tips, TIPS, @thenewsjunkie.com. All right, when we come back, South Park breaking a 25-year record, which is crazy. A huge secret about the premiere of South Park that I still don't know if this is true. It's very confusing, but I think this might be true. We'll investigate. We also have the politician who was set on fire. Why? All the drama behind it? We're going down that rabbit hole in a deep dive. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Hey, teachers, the Monsters want to party with you. Join them for a Teacher's Appreciation Party August 6th, thanks to JustCallMo.com. Details at realradio.fm/party.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways clearing up an accident on Aloma Avenue at Howell Branch Road. You might run into some slowdowns on the turnpike due to an accident heading southbound just before that Hancock Road exit there. That's off to the shoulder. 2 right lanes are blocked on Kirkman Road southbound at Windover Drive. On I-4, you're going to run into some slowdowns through that amusement park area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
No.
Ready, go.
No, I'm not playing. And you know what? I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, I almost blinked.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When it comes to plumbing problems, you want a helpful operator to guide you and an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions for your home.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with our 3rd and final night of the Real Radio Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series, Saturday, August 23rd, with Sabrina Amber.
Hey, everybody. How you doing so far on a Thursday? I want to share something with you when we come back. And it's a story that's popping up and getting a little viral attention today. This is about a theme park, carnival, fair ride in Saudi Arabia. Woo! We all remember when we were young and we went to the fair. For me, it was the South Florida Fair. And you would look at some of the rides that the carnies had put together in about 24 hours. And the noises they were making, and you know, your parents would tell you certain ones you couldn't go on. This will heighten those warnings, I think. Wait till you see this. Hi, Alicia. And here's what we're going to do. The deep dive on this politician that somebody set on fire. Everything you need to know is coming up at the halfway point, exactly 1 hour from now. Right after the next episode, we'll go in and do that deep dive and see what we can learn. I hate fair rides now? Yeah. 90 seconds, and we're back live on the show. Is anybody watching Critical Between Life and Death on Netflix? I have not heard of this, no. Those Ryan says, those rides all sounded like they need to be bathed in WD-40. True. Very true. Okay, we're coming back right now. Wait till you see this video. This is incredible. Gonna freak you out. All right, here we go.
Trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Kia Center this Saturday and Sunday.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios.
Got questions after an accident?
Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Radio, 104.1.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Today, we're always happy to be along for the ride. Here to keep you company, the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. If this doesn't freak you out, I honest to God do not know what will. I mean, I'm going to get into the South Park bombshells that they're dropping, whether I believe any of this stuff in a moment here, but we have to hit on this first because this is going viral, and that's what we do around here. But I remember all these moments. For me, when I was a little kid, we would go to the South Florida Fair, and when I could get my parents to get me the tickets, I had a blast. But my father said, without reservation, you can go on the Gravitron, you can go on this ride, you can go on that ride, but do not go on the swing ride. He said, I've seen incidents with this ride. I don't think it's safe. I don't want you going on the swing ride. And he was always worried about that stuff. And I know a lot of parents have these sort of fears about who the hell put together these rides and how well put together are they? And when you see this video that's going viral right now out of Saudi Arabia, you know exactly why.
I was watching, who's the comedian that's really big now that doesn't curse?
Nate
Bargatze.
Bargatze, yeah. Mm-hmm. He was doing a bit about circus rides, and he's like, this ride that was on the turnpike 2 hours ago.
True. Yes. I mean, look, he's right. Look, this is in Saudi Arabia, sure, but let's take a look. You're going to watch the show, by the way, youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. Here it goes. All right. This is a big, I don't know how to describe this ride. It's like a large circle. Picture like a tire, horizontally sat like a giant tire swing. And it's attached to an arm, and it's moving back and forth and spinning around. It's like,
is it going upside down?
I think it does, but
so it goes upside down, but also within the circle you are spinning. So it's many different directions.
So picture a tire on a pendulum, and then it's attached to like a mechanism that looks like a swing or something, and it's rotating around and all kinds of crazy stuff. And here it goes around. Oh my God! Yeah. Just for the record, that ain't supposed to happen. Okay?
No, I don't believe so. And thank God it landed how it did. Because if not, that would be a whole carnival ride of dead people.
Yeah, this is why. This is absolutely why your parents said, I don't want you going on that one. I don't want you. The spinny thing that they put together.
Fly off of it?
I think so. Wait, hold on. It breaks. Well, a shoe, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
It might have been a shoe. But then it pops down on the ground. I'll put this up on See It Now so everybody can get a look at the visual if you're a podcaster or something.
Weirdly enough, the plop down on the ground seemed like it did so in the best way possible.
Yeah. Because the gentlest breaking of a fair ride.
Yeah.
There you go.
If it had gone like sideways or something, or like they all came to a resting position where they're sitting upright, which is like the thing you could ask for, I guess, in such a terrifying situation like this.
Insane.
It's nuts.
The way that it looks, though, and those that are not watching the video, they spent more money on the LEDs than they did like making sure the whole thing's fastened.
It snapped. Yeah, the thing completely snapped. This fair ride broke.
Play it again. It snapped. So, all right, when you go to the part where it's intact, pause right here. See the ballast on the top that says 360?
Yeah.
When it snaps, that thing whips around and hits the side of the wheel. I think some people got hit by that thing. Play it again and
really?
watch the top part as it cracks down.
Yeah.
And
it did like a hammer. Yeah. Like a hammer. The broken piece of the ride smashed into the ride itself. So a little hard to visualize. I am going to put this up. In fact, I'll put it up right now.
So like from the angle we're watching it looked like, okay, it landed all right. Not a lot of people got hurt. But I think from a different angle, you would see that maybe a couple people got smashed into by the other side of that whole pendulum setup.
Look up real quick on the news wires, Saudi Arabia ride or something, and let me know, because there's got to be something about how many people were injured. There's no way people weren't injured.
23 people were injured, 3 of them critically.
Really? Okay, I'm putting this up right now on See It Now since it's a visual. I want you to be able to peek at this. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com, hit the menu, hit See It Now, and you will be looking at what we are looking at on the show today. It's crazy, though. A little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get into you and your thoughts here in just a moment on the show. South Park, congratulations to them. They broke a 25-year-old record at South Park with the debut of their new season, pulling in 6 million viewers across Paramount Plus and Comedy Central within 3 days.
Was there a new one Wednesday?
I don't think yet. I know they were premiering one, and they had like some clips of a new one with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but that said August, so I thought maybe they skipped a week because they had the first one that went super hard with the tiny little Trump penis.
Yeah,
and then I think they might have skipped a week. I didn't know if there was one this week or not.
I'm not sure, but they were promoting one with Charlie Kirk, the guy who is on TikTok and a bunch of stuff, debating kids on college campuses. That really has probably been, I think, pretty influential on swinging younger people to the right with his videos, like talking to people on these college campuses and I think other places too. But they're taking aim at him now, I guess, in the newer episode. But the 25-year-old record broken, with interest in the show spiking 638% domestically and 258% internationally. And it was a 68% jump in viewers from the last season premiere. So they got a lot of eyeballs on them with that big fat deal they signed over on Paramount. That's going to help them out for sure. They also posted, and I don't know what to make of this because I thought the whole thing was AI. They posted like a behind the scenes of the Trump in the desert thing. And there's a person that's like, I don't know if this is AI, but it's the person that in the Trump suit.
No, maybe they deep faked it.
Wait, what?
And they have like, so I think that they used a real person, and also they used some AI to film this.
Oh my gosh,
thing.
Is that Trey Parker playing the part of the penis?
I did not realize that was the case. Look at his finger. See, it's placement. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what they did. They made the genitals out of somebody's finger who like laid there strategically and put their hands there. I don't know if I can put this on See It Now. I don't know.
I showed it on the stream.
Yeah, right. It's too late. I'll put up one of these images so you can see behind the scenes of the South Park episode that broke a 25-year and running record for them. Okay. Anonymous emails talking about parents coming to job interviews on the backs of this story where a stunning number of Gen Z parents show up at job interviews, participate, ask questions, negotiate salary with their kids who are at these job interviews with them, call their employers like once a week to check in, ask about schedule changes and stuff. Like you're not just hiring the employee anymore. Now there's like their parent agent who you have to deal with. Hello, junkies. My daughter, who's 23 right now, got a job just after COVID when she was 20 years old at, let's say, a clothing store. She did an interview on Zoom with the manager, a man who looked like he was in his mid-20s, and an older woman named Janet, who was his boss. My daughter ended up getting the job and was there for about a month. When she asked the guy who hired her, why does she never see Janet? He says, who's Janet? She said, the lady who was there when you interviewed me. Isn't she the boss? He said, oh, no, that's my aunt. She was helping me do interviews. You were only my second interview ever. I was dumbfounded when my daughter told me that. So they're not just helping the kids get jobs, they're helping the kids hire people for the other jobs.
Weird.
Keep up the work, says Anonymous. Thank you for the email. There you go.
Oh my gosh, if this becomes normal and then like one day Jackson is going to come to me and be like, can you help me with my interview? Can you come to my interview with me?
Would you do it?
I don't know. It really depends on the climate of this, because right now it still seems embarrassing. Unless it's unless I'm driving him to the interview for his first job or something, but still, I wouldn't go in the room.
Yeah, I find it all to be very strange. I think as a parent, one of your jobs, and this will be something that, believe it or not, causes some controversy amongst people and their thoughts on parenting, but I think one of your jobs is when your kid becomes an adult, you have to push them away.
Cut them loose.
Cut them loose and definitely help them if they're in trouble, help them if they need a life raft, and every kid needs that. Every kid needs that. I knew some friends
help
when
them
I was
if they need 14 iPhones.
Yeah, that one hits close to home. I knew some kids when I was in my late teens, early 20s, where they didn't have parents in their lives, and when they got into an emergency and they couldn't pay the rent and they couldn't pay for their car payment and they didn't have gas money, they had nobody to turn to. That's really rough. But I think you have to push your kids off a little bit, help them, assist them, give them as much advice as you can, but it's time for them to be an adult. And it's not really, and C-Line pointed this out, not really Gen Z that's to blame as much as it is, or maybe it was Sabrina that pointed this out, that is the millennials who are the parents of these kids.
So then you can go and say and blame their parents because they were so hard on them that millennials are like, I'm not raising my kid that way.
And I'm changing things up.
It's too crazy.
Back and forth is the way it goes, at least in this case. Okay, let's get in a dispatch or two to work you into the show. Talking about some of these stores that have closed. Sears has like a handful of locations left as of this week in the news. JCPenney shutting down like 100+ stores. They're all going away.
You know what the JC stands for?
Just chilling.
No, I don't know. No.
It's actually kind of, I think it's kind of ironic.
What is it?
I think it's John Cash.
Oh,
I never would have guessed that. No, I just know the catalog. That's what I remember as a kid, circling the stuff for Christmas. But people are commiserating the stores that they would like back. Here's Big Al.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hey, James Cash.
2 stores I wouldn't mind having back from my childhood. Nope, actually 3. One would be TG&Y. It's basically like a toy store and had home goods.
All right.
The other one was Woolworth. My mother would take me there, and you could sit at a little counter and order a hot dog, and they pop a little balloon and had a prize in it for like a free sundae or something like that. And the restaurant that I'd love to have back is Taco Tico.
Taco
That place
Tico.
was the bomb back in the 70s and 80s here in Florida. So you guys have a great rest of the week. Happy weekend eve.
Thank
wiggle,
you.
Wiggle, pop, pop.
Appreciate you, Big Al. You too can join the show. Record your video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. We have time for one more? I think we might, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do one more. Here's DJ Roxy Fox.
What up, junkies?
Hey.
Good Thursday. Also, you've lost the game, everybody. The best store that closed that I haven't seen in a long time is FYE, called For Your Entertainment.
Yeah,
It was full of CDs, and when Pop Funkos first started coming out, all kinds of DVDs back in the adult section, gaming stuff, all kinds of neat things that I really, really miss. And if it could open for one day, it'd just be nice to have a nostalgia day in there. And I probably wouldn't buy anything because I really don't get anything out there anyways. But
You know what? People will laugh at that and go, ooh, nostalgia. You'd go back to the store. I literally paid money to go into a fake Blockbuster video. People
How much
do
money
this.
did you pay?
I forgot. It was at the fair. It was literally at the fair, like Blockbuster Video Experience. And they go, "You've now been hired to work at Blockbuster." And they put a Blockbuster shirt on you and take some pictures. And Courtney and I did the whole stupid thing. That's kind of what happens. It's not that far out of the equation that someday you'll do that to pretend like you're going to a Sears or an FYE or a Toys R Us, which is what we brought up earlier on the show. Oh, here we are. A dispatch coming in. Video dispatch from All Day Yuckers. It says C-Lane and his Lube, and we've got C-Lane and Lube, the engineer who was in the studio earlier in the week fixing some stuff. Just a little piece of the
Do not show him that.
They're making out with each other. You can see this over in the dispatches section of thenewsjunkie.com, but it's like they're in the studio together, two butts, and then mwah, mwah, mwah.
That is so creepy.
And back to it.
Do you look at that a little bit and go, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember that happening.
No.
I mean, I know it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. What do you mean? Why would I say I don't remember it?
1,000% sure.
Yes.
I don't know. It looks pretty real. Here's the two. You're laughing, having a good time, and then
Man, movie really goes in for it.
It does, yeah.
I like your wrap around his neck.
I like how
he goes back to fixing the computer afterwards.
It's like they make out with each other. Check this out and submitted dispatches on thenewsjunkie.com. And then, okay, now back to work. Here we go. Got to get back into things. There you go. All right, check that out over on the website.
Something else.
And AJ Soup says, here we go. And she shows she's actually got one of those cans of Celsius Astro Vibe as she's watching the show that may in fact be filled with High Noon, according to the news story.
It's not.
They made a bit of a mistake.
It's
Good
not
luck
filled
to you.
with High Noon.
Stop popping balloons, all right? Leave it alone. Stop popping balloons, C-Lane. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to get geared up for a couple of things. We got the next episode on the way. I've got the deep dive into this politician who was set on fire. Who did this? Why did they set him on fire? What's all the drama that's starting to float to the surface? It's a wild story. That will be coming up in just a bit as well. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
God damn, he did
it.
He did it without.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Hoping your ride is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Right now, seems like a mostly clear ride southbound of Kirkman Road at Windover Drive. There is an incident causing a bit of a delay, but beside that, I-4 east and westbound is incident-free, other than your usual delay approaching 535. The rest of I-4 is clear. No issues on the Turnpike north or southbound. Right now, we're clear east and westbound on the 408 as well, and no issues on the Greenway. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live.
Hey, how you doing? Secret shows tonight. 7:30-ish, 7:30 p.m. EST. Secret Show streams live, an uncensored bonus show for you over on the News Junkie Discord. So do check that out. We will all be in studio for a very special Secret Show, bit of a cowboy edition, where we're testing some things out. I think you're going to want to see this. If you aren't a subscriber, subscribe right now at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see where you can sub to Secret Shows. And you get to pick up a gift, whether it's the No Shit Warlock pin or the Skin Bear sticker. You want a Skin Bear sticker? I don't know if I gave you one of these. Hi, what are you doing? Oh.
I'll trade you.
Should I drink that during the show?
No, I don't.
Yeah! Pound the whole day. What are you doing?
I got stuff for snack wraps.
Oh, nice. For tonight?
If you want.
This is empty. Empty one. All right. Oh, don't drop it. See you later, alligator. Are you leaving yet or no?
No, I'll come see.
Okay.
Say bye-bye.
Okay. See you later. See you later. I will actually be there for Secret Shows Live, so make it a wild one. Finally! And also, if you're already a subscriber of Secret Shows and you want to get your hands on these, just hit the gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com, gift a sub to somebody else, and you can pick up whatever gift you want. Ponderosa? Is Ponderosa still a thing? Dwayne with the worst take that I've seen in a while on YouTube. Dwayne, I don't know if this is a corrupted memory on your part. I don't know if it's nostalgia kicking in and giving you a little bit of a boost, but absolutely positively wrong. Quiznos sandwiches were not good. Quiznos sucked in every way. That we like our subs because they are good for you. That was the best thing about Quiznos. And it led to their downfall. Quiznos had the absolute audacity for you to pick what you wanted on your sub, and then you take your selection of all of your items, and then they put it in the toaster, and then your sandwich goes through the toaster, comes out the other side. Tomatoes, mayo, all warm. Disgusting. You are remembering wrong, sir. 2 minutes. I agree, Quiznos was always disappointing. Yes, true. These places don't fail on accident. They fail because they weren't actually good. It's like the realization that I had when I said, you know what? Subway subs are actually not good. I've been eating them forever. Why am I doing this? But they're still a lot better than Quiznos. 90 seconds. Sobix is better than Quiznos. That's a local one for those of you who don't know. Twitch cuts in with the Firehouse Subs ad. Look at that. Targeted advertising at its best. All I can tell you is Quiznos was not good. The sandwiches were small. The sandwiches had bad bread. The toaster machines did not work very good. They didn't hire a great staff in a lot of locations. It was a fail. No. Wawa over Subway? Wawa subs are actually good. I'll vouch for that. Wawa subs are definitely good. Silly little thing. You silly little thing. Here we go.
Timeshare Exit Kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free Exit Info Kit. 800-611-3113. That's 800-611-3113.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial-free every weekend. Enjoy the greatest 70s and 80s smooth soft rock all weekend. All commercial-free. High tide, low tide, no tide. Yacht Rock Radio works anywhere. Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Yacht Rock, and make it a preset now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the news.
Subscribers, brand new show at around 7:30 p.m. EST. Unlock secret shows and learn more, and even get yourself a gift for doing so over at thenewsjunkie.com. We talked pretty briefly about this whole drama around the fight in Cincinnati, and the fight in Cincinnati was like this street brawl. And it was a crowd of a bunch of people at like 3 a.m. or so, like middle of the night. Nothing good's happening. And in the video, it was like two white people getting beat up and just kicked around and stuff by a bunch of black people. And so the videos hit the internet and it goes mega viral.
Where was it again? I think you just said it.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati was where all this went down. And I was waiting for I want some more details. I want to know why this happened. Because if there's just people going, hey, let's attack those white people in the middle of downtown Cincinnati, well, we got some problems on our hands. If that was happening in reverse, we would have a national conversation happening. We would have protests in the streets in every major city. We would have calls for these people to be held accountable. And we're seeing some of that, the held accountable part. But, overall, I was wondering, what was it? What was it that caused all of this? Now we have one of the photographs of the woman that got punched by this dude, and she got walloped. That's a shiner, man. Her eye is really, really rough looking.
I don't know if I've ever seen black eye with such deep purple.
It's very, very dark,
yes,
this black eye. C-Lanes was pretty close.
I need that sticker.
There's the guy right there knocking out this woman. All right, there's a man in the streets. He pushes her back. A woman punches her, and then boom, the guy knocks her out on the ground, and she's on the ground in the streets. A friend tries to pick her up, and or some person tries to pick her up. Then she almost gets attacked. And then there's a separate video of another guy who got attacked. And now you've got 5 people who have been charged in this whole incident. And as expected, the story in these cases does get a little more complex. Now, let me see if I can bring up the news outlet locally that I've been following that I think has been doing a pretty good job about this, covering this story is WLWT. Or didn't they pronounce it weird or something?
She just did it really fast. WLWT or something like that.
WLWT. She said it very, very fast. Here's their story that is an update on this topic, and it says 3 of the 5 people charged in connection with a viral brawl in downtown Cincinnati last weekend appeared in court on Wednesday. You've probably seen clips of the fight and stuff on social media, I would imagine. It's very big in the viral news world.
So that's why we've been tracking it. Cincinnati police said that Montianez Merriweather, 34, and DeKyra Vernon, 24, were arrested on charges of felonious assault and aggravated riot. On Wednesday, a third suspect, Jermaine Matthews, 39, also appeared in court. He was charged with aggravated riot and assault. All appeared in court on Wednesday. A detective with the Cincinnati Police Department alleged Merriweather, that's one of the people arrested, whispered to a co-defendant and then started arguing with the victim before the fight began. Now we're finally getting some details on like what exactly caused all of this. Remember, and I don't know why this is such a hard to acquire skill for some of you. Every time you see a video, note when the video starts, think about what context you may be missing, and understand that in like 100% of the cases, you don't know everything going on. And sit back for a second, figure it out. So a detective says there was an argument with the victim before this fight began. The detective described Merriweather as the catalyst for what they said was a coordinated attack. The detective alleged Merriweather came up behind the victim, hitting them in the side of the face, kind of like an ambush. That's bad. Police also shared in court they have more video evidence from a camera mounted on a building in the area that allegedly shows Merriweather and Matthews chasing the victim before hitting them. So they were chasing them down. The prosecutor's office presented a photo in court that depicted Merriweather's alleged involvement. They could not see the TV station, the photo in the hearing. Court documents show Merriweather bonded out of jail earlier this month after he was arrested for receiving stolen property. He was charged with having a gun illegally as a felon. He was also convicted of aggravated robbery in 2009. Not a great guy. Prosecutors asked for a high bond. The bond on this guy, because the video went viral at the Cincinnati fight, $500,000.
Damn.
That's pretty steep. Matthews' defense attorney says that's not all the evidence. There's a very different depiction in the media of what actually occurred. Fox alleges his client was downtown for his business at 3 a.m., all right? Fox then alleges Matthews'
There's plenty
involvement.
of people downtown for their business at 3 a.m.
What's his business? That's what is his business that's happening? The attorney says Matthews' involvement began when one of the alleged victims asked Matthews for some of his marijuana.
That's the business.
Which he shared. That's not a great business model. He alleges that's when the fight broke out down the sidewalk and Matthews attempted to break it up. This is his attorney. They allege that one of those involved in the fight started kicking Matthews' business vehicle and slapped him in the face. Detectives during the hearing did agree one of the victims is seen on video hitting him in the face before this. He absolutely does 100%, and we're looking into this. So let's see what else we can learn just very quickly from the latest
Three people facing a judge this morning.
Hang on.
Charged in the downtown attack that went viral online.
And Cincinnati police say at least 5 people facing charges after that beatdown early Saturday morning. And now the FBI confirming it is coordinating with local police on this case. WLWT News 5's Rachel Whalen live now breaking down what happened in court today. Hi, Rachel.
Here she goes.
Guys, that's right. Cincinnati police say they are still investigating this case, and we just confirmed that the FBI is helping them out on it. Still, as we wait for more evidence to unfold, we are learning new details today about the fight from both sides.
Tell us,
Jermaine
please.
Matthews, DeKyra Vernon, and Montianez Merriweather are charged with felonious assault and aggravated riot.
That these people are going to pay. When a story like this explodes, and I think the prosecutor straight up said, we're going to make an example of these people. We don't want lawlessness in our city. We don't want people being beaten to a pulp in the middle of the streets. I continue to say, where was the police presence when the cops finally arrived on the scene, even though the woman who's in charge of the Cincinnati police who defended their actions and said, like, you know, the media is to blame for all of this nut job lady, even though she goes up there and defends all this, when the police finally arrived on the scene, all of this was over and done with. So many of these downtowns that turn into a melee after midnight with a bunch of drunk people in the streets, absolutely ruining all the vibes that are possibly collecting. So many of these cases, the cops are nowhere to be seen. So yes, it's culture rot. Yes, it's losers on display who are aggressively targeting one another for absolutely ridiculous reasons. But where are the cops? They're supposed to protect us from the dummies.
For the viral brawl that broke out near West 4th and Elm on Saturday. Matthews was given a $100,000 bond after allegedly knocking a victim to the ground and hitting another person.
$100,000 for him.
His attorneys say it all started after the alleged victim kicked his car.
He confronts the guy and said, "What are you doing?" That's when, and this clip does exist on social media, it doesn't paint the whole picture, this white individual reaches over, says, "That's your car," and slaps my client in the face.
He absolutely does, 100%, and we are looking into that.
Takira Vernon is accused of hitting a woman during the incident. Her bond was set at $200,000.
Damn, she got $200,000. One person got $500,000. I think I was the guy who knocked the woman out.
A lot of money.
Do they
and another
usually,
person got $100,000.
Do they usually go through that much of the story when deciding bond?
I think they can at these bond hearings. I think they can. I don't know if it usually gets this. Well, it doesn't usually get this much attention.
Yeah, I guess maybe we just don't see a lot of bond hearings. I didn't know that they deliberate in that detail.
Good question for Mo. Like, what does the judge get to know when deciding things like this?
Because it's so interesting, though, because this person that was involved in this incident, it's still horrible, got $500,000, and you said the other person $200,000.
And one $100,000, so all six figures.
Last time we talked about a bond hearing was in Florida, the sheriff who was part of that multi-million-dollar gambling ring.
Mm-hmm.
His wife got $400,000 for being involved, and that was like... her jaw literally dropped because we saw that footage.
The crazy thing is, if some nut job who goes wild and like attacks his neighbor with a hammer or something doesn't make the news and goes through the system, their bond will be like $1,000. But if it becomes a story, once it gets into the viral sphere, it's like, whoa. Now we're taking this seriously. We don't want you back on the streets. $500,000. Also in the middle of this, a Cincinnati city councilwoman who says these white people begged for that beatdown. They begged for it. She's under fire for her comments posted on Facebook.
Oh, you don't say.
Not a good look.
She's getting in trouble for saying that?
She's taking some heat for it at the very least. But man, that black eye was looking quite rough in this scenario. Quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Dead and Company headed to San Fran this weekend, but it looks like Ticketmaster is the one who's tripping. Last week, we lost a whole bunch of celebrities via dying, and now one elder celeb is freaking out while still trying to prosper. Plus, another streaming service is requiring age verification, and this one is spot off. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on
Hey, everybody. Skull mic activated. Welcome behind the scenes. Welcome to me in real time. Yes, real time. When I hit the button to switch away from Skull Mic, it's a 14-second delay. I don't remember anymore. It's a delay.
This report is sponsored by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot.
Dwayne on YouTube says, "Oh God, time to hit the gym. I don't do hate or racism for either side. People are stupid and exhausting." What did I miss?
Unwavering in care. Truist Bank. Member FDIC. Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into a
Cincinnati is a crap hole. I haven't been to Cincinnati in a long time. My estimation is a lot of cities have downtown urban cultural issues, and Orlando 1000% has this. We have a mayor who has somehow been reelected time after time, usually on the backs of tragedies, Buddy Dyer, and he has made every single terrible decision one leader could possibly make in an area like Orlando. If it wasn't for the built-in size and power of this city and the population, he probably would have decimated the city and our economy even more during his tenure. He has made every wrong decision you could think of, and has led to a downtown, which most locals in Orlando will tell you is a place that you don't visit after dark. You don't go there. When you do, it looks like a third world country. When you do, there's people everywhere all over the streets, there's chaos, there's certainly not enough cops. And I think that same situation is apparent and visual and obvious in places like Cincinnati, Atlanta, various other cities across the country. Hello? You going? Where are you going?
Greek Corner.
Greek Corner? Did I say you could go to the Greek Corner?
I don't really care.
You don't care? Have you seen what I can do?
Why are you doing this?
Because you're talking back to me. First of all, I want you to refer to me as Big Dog from now on. Big Dog, and that's it. So, what's my name? No. That's the opposite of what I told you to say. I'm not Little Dog, just for the record. Okay, have fun. What are you going to get? You going to get a euro?
No.
Whatever you order, you have to pronounce it correctly.
Do you want me to bring you something back?
No, but thank you for offering. They do have very good euros, though.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Be safe.
Need better sleep? This Labor Day weekend, upgrade to premium sleep at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with the
I was born and raised, it says one smoke away, in the 513. Still have a lot of family there, and I can tell you the Jazz Festival has violent acts every year downtown for the after parties. I gotta tell you, that's one of the most frustrating things, where it's like, it should be known that this is a problematic event afterwards. Yearly you deal with the problems. Why can't you have a better police presence so that when people do start acting like assholes, you start enforcing the law? So many mistakes. And the woman in charge of the police in Cincinnati, fire this woman. Jesus. Get her out. Okay, coming back.
Control. And with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected to what matters most. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and Sky Miles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey as enjoyable as the destination.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And you're active today with your feedback. Lots of emails coming in. tips@thenewsjunkie.com is the email address. And if you want to be anonymous, please remember to put that right on top of your email. All right, it's time, friends. We have arrived. Don't forget, we're going to get to this deep dive on the politician that was set on fire. That is coming up in just a moment. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
The funny thing about pencils, we do that. Pencils. 9. Like a pencil. 9.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Would you believe me if I told you there's 2 more minutes to that song?
So really? Get down with that.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy Don. Refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, perhaps it's business time. and you want to expand that business or start your own, work with someone who's got your back. He's explaining the real mortgage process, lifting the curtain on the mortgage business because he wants you to know how it works. So start that process today by going to thatmortgaguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote. 9.
Hang on real quick.
So,
Steven on YouTube says, hey, Sean, did I hear correctly that Sabrina will be appearing in Rochester in a few weeks?
Yes.
If so, will you guys be there too? What's this?
no, I think they misunderstood. I did a call out to Rochester and said you had, I think it was 25 days at that point. Today it will be 23 days to book your flight to Central Florida to go to the one, the only, the greatest show of all time. Not the circus, but the Real Laugh Summer Series. The last of it, I'll be doing the show over in Mount Dora Music Hall, ready to pop off. And I would love to see some Rochester fans and West Palm fans. And all
now you know it's going to take some more action on your part, but now you know, and you got enough time to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Open up a credit card. No problem. 97 years ago, 1928. Sean, you remember this?
No, I wasn't alive.
I know. But this was introduced, and also this thing is not alive anymore.
Tiger,
No.
lion,
Yeah.
MGM lion.
That is correct. It's the first time that MGM lion roared at the beginning of the studio's first, quote, talking, end quote, movie, White Shadows in the South Seas.
So that's Leo the lion, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah. And also that whole talking part of the movie, there's only one word in the entire film.
That's it?
That's it.
Hello.
That is correct.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Thank you.
That's amazing because it wasn't for a while back in the day that hello wasn't even really a thing. It was more didn't they want to say like ahoy?
Good day to you, sir.
When you would call somebody, you'd be like, ahoy, Mr. Lane. And that's like
Ahoy, Sean.
Yeah, they changed it up.
When you get ahoy, is the response ahoy back, or like is there ahoy too? Ahoy
I don't know
to
enough
as well.
like seamen, fishermen. I don't know. Whoever would say that, I've not been even told that in my life, so I haven't been able to respond.
I'll tell you this right now, in your life, William Shatner would like to not die. Simple as that. He is freaking out.
He is getting old.
A source says he is absolutely terrified of death and is basically looking for all the ways to cheat at this point. William is now looking into everything from being frozen to having his head pickled in a jar and the unlikely event that he can be resurrected. He has become obsessed with ways to live forever, according to a mysterious source. Although it isn't like there's no way to literally be immortal unless you're a vampire.
Not yet, yeah.
Shatner has also reportedly signed with a company that'll make an AI hologram of him so his loved ones can communicate with him when he's gone.
He, if he wants to prolong that life, he should probably get off Twitter.
You know,
he's very.
he's on
William
it.
Shatner is very active on Twitter, and he fights. He gets feisty.
What's he fighting about? Is he a political guy?
Maybe. I think.
All right.
You know what freaked him out?
Not as much as Mark Hamill, but William Shatner's up there.
It was that trip to kind of space. It shook him. Absolutely shook him. Speaking of dead and company, Grateful Dead. If you're trying to celebrate the Grateful Dead's 60th anniversary this weekend, you better be dead rich because good God.
How much is it to get there?
I mean, some diehard fans are skipping the shows because of the ticket prices. 3-day pass costs $635.
Wait. Is it just the Grateful Dead for 3 days?
Yeah.
That I don't understand. I cannot. Yeah.
A lot of people will go to that.
So
I know, but what
they love
percentage
it.
of them are not under the influence of something?
Probably a good percent of them.
3 days of just the Grateful Dead jam banding it up?
And that's so GA pass, 3 days, $635, which honestly, not that bad considering all the ticket prices we've seen.
They're pissed. They're like, oh, it's a real FU to the fans.
Beyonce has warped your brain. The $600 is not too bad.
I wish it would have been something close to that. 3-day Bayfest for $635.
My God,
that seems like a deal. And now, if you want the VIP experience, how much do you think that's going to set you back?
VIP, put a 0 on it. I'll say 6,000 plus 6,000.
I'll say like $1,700, maybe $1,725.
That is actually absolutely correct, C-Lane. 2 points for you. Prior to Jerry Garcia's death in '95, the most expensive Grateful Dead ticket was $35.
Yeah.
With inflation, $73. Absolutely unheard of. So, happy deading, everybody. In the meantime, let's see if we can bang this popcorn bucket, huh?
Which one?
Fantastic Four First Steps bucket. The Galactus. Is it bangable? The question that we bring up every time a new movie comes out. Marvel Studios recently unveiled the Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. It's all based on the villain, Galactus, and it is huge.
It's a little much, this
20
thing.
inches wide, 17.5 inches high, and holds 341 ounces.
Galactus has like a wild helmet. So like the helmet is one handle on either side, and then the center of like the crown of his helmet. And it looks pretty significant.
I think it kind of looks dumb.
I don't want it anywhere.
341 ounces. Is that easily 340 popcorn kernels that have
No,
not
it's
been
going to be
popped?
more than that.
I mean, I'm not saying by weight. I'm just saying
a
like
regular popcorn bucket is like 100 and something.
Sweet. So you're
That's
going
a
to
Big
just
Daddy.
be, drinking out of the top of that. I mean, eating out of the top of that villain's head. I don't know anything about the Fantastic Four.
I don't see it as bangable, just for the record, because there's not a lot of entry points.
So Dune still
haven't
wants out.
tried hard enough.
I guess so.
Challenge accepted. Or perhaps instead of banging things, you could just eat it. There's now a petition online to give this man his own burrito.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Chipotle, and I quote, needs to make an Ozzy burrito on behalf of Ozzy Osbourne.
Petitions are too easy to make.
A lot of people
You
be
wanna shut
signing
it
them,
down?
though. I'm just trying to figure out the tie-in with Chipotle, burritos, and Ozzy Osbourne. But it has a lot of signatures so far.
Remember the video of him in awe at the Chipotle guy making his burrito?
Duh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what
I
it was like.
apologize.
I think it was about that.
Yeah, he admitted after
I
that
did not get the connection at first.
2003 episode of The Osbournes where he was just aghast. Gasped? He was gasping. Admitted to eating 2 of them that day and declared himself Burrito Man. This is my favorite burrito joint. This is, period. So they are now asking, will they make an Aussie burrito? And all I could say is, God damn it, I hope so.
Why not?
Thank you. On the Boob Tube, we have got the NFL Hall of Fame game. That's new on NBC. The
Football's
Lions
coming back, baby.
Lions versus the Chargers. Celebrity Family Feud. Diplo versus Laverne Cox. 21st season premiere of Project Runway. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. Series premiere of Leanne on Netflix. That should be fun. And Spike Lee will be on Fallon. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. RealRadio.fm/comedy for information on that big show August 23rd. And most importantly, stay with me, burritos.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. One of the stories you talk about is the second story in 2 days where they're talking about Americans having to verify their ID on a big popular website. Yesterday was YouTube saying we might use AI and we might determine that you're not 18, and then you have to prove that you're 18 to be able to use YouTube the way you want to, which is probably just going to lead a bunch of young kids to watch really old people videos for a while to throw off the algorithm. But now it's Spotify.
That's so
saying,
strange to me.
If they don't think that you're 18, if you can't confirm that you're old enough, I think this might be for some laws in the UK, but you have to confirm that you're 18. Otherwise, your account will get deleted.
But then what? Like, what is on Spotify? I know that there's podcasts and they have like that video stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But are they allowing like porno podcasts or something? Or you can't listen to bad words?
I don't know enough about this, but what I have seen is there's many companies that are reacting to new-ish laws in the UK that require them to be very strict about underage people on their websites. And therefore, they're having to do all this identification of people, which kind of seems like this non-governmental being that's being formed, where all of a sudden the internet is going to have all these big websites where you have to verify your ID, and then they know who you are, and anonymity is zapped. Is that good or bad? Well, you tell us. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, this politician that was set on fire in an incredibly strange story with lots of twists and turns. We're going to take a deep dive down the rabbit hole, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Hey, teachers, the Monsters want to party with you. Join them for a Teachers Appreciation Party August 6th, thanks to Eustis Roofing. Details at realradio.fm/party.
Hoping your ride is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Right now, seems like a mostly clear ride southbound of Kirkman Road at Windover Drive. There is an incident causing a bit of a delay, but beside that, I-4 east and westbound is incident-free, other than your usual delay approaching 5.
Go back. Hey, friends. Quick commercial break, and we're back live on the show. Kevin on YouTube says one more way for them to track everyone. I think that's a legitimate fear. I think this is like non-governmental organizations teaming together to have some sort of influence over who does what online. And there are two different outcomes that we could see here. One is the internet continues to be what we've known it to be forever, a place where if you'd like to be anonymous, you mostly can, save for breaking certain laws. And you don't have to give everybody your identification to create accounts. Or the other option, the other outcome, is this mesh of different popular websites where, not through the government, but through all these private companies, you have to verify your identity all over the place. Choose your own adventure. I think it's bad. I think every single place where you can create an account should be doing things like two-factor, this and that make it so if somebody breaks the law or engages in something that is an actual crime, not one of these newfangled like European crimes where if you say like something offensive about transgender people, you go to prison. But a real crime, those people can usually be unearthed and you can name them, but I don't like the idea of doing that all over the place. Seems like a bad outcome. WorldCoin will fix the internet? Lady of Laurel says, we already have a tracking device that we carry on a day-to-day basis. Sure, but the problem is, this is trying to control access to platforms by verifying your identity when that's not necessarily needed. The argument being made in the UK is that this is like to protect children online who are offing themselves. I would put money on the idea that I don't think you would see a big reduction in self-harm amongst teenagers. I think you'll just see more of them finding workarounds on all these platforms. Bro, I am not letting you scan my eyeballs, all right? It ain't happening. Not happening. All right, we're going on a deep dive of this politician in Virginia, a Virginia city councilman who was set on fire by somebody. And of course, immediately, the Team Red Republicans want to see if it's like a Democrat who did this, and the Team Blue Democrats want to see if it was a Republican. Turns into a team sports thing. As is often the case, it's much more juicy and much more controversial than that. Who set this guy on fire? And why did they did it? Why did they do it? That's coming up in a second. Why did they do it? Lee Vogler. That's what we're talking about next. Kurt says like the recent T-dealy, the T-app. It shows you how unsecure your info is everywhere. I just don't like these companies being in charge of something related to speech. If anybody was going to do that, I would rather the government have some minor involvement. But I think it's not the issue that we're making it out to be. I don't think it's a big deal. Jason says, yeah, that was crazy. Setting someone on fire is crazy. Dousing somebody in gasoline and lighting them on fire is, in fact, crazy. Yes. Yes. But we're going to go deep down the rabbit hole. I want to do more of these deep dives. I've got notes ready to go. So if you don't know much about this case, don't worry. You'll be fine. The Clintons did it? Maybe. 90 seconds and we're coming back. Now I'm craving gyros? Always. All right, folks. We're coming back right now. And let's get into this story about the politician being set on fire. What happened? Why did Lee Vogler get lit on fire by some person, and who were they? Let's go in.
Follow them on their social medias. Also, check out the website, wassiesmeatmarket.com in Melbourne, on Wickham Road. It's Wassie's Meat Market. Yo, what are we doing here?
Let's do 14, 15, 15.
Things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more. I just took a COVID test. Ugh. Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio 104.1.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the new.
Who did it? What's this all about? We're going to go on a deep dive and investigate here in just a moment on the show. Shortly after that, in just a moment or two, we'll get to your feedback, your dispatches, your emails, all of that good stuff. But right now, jump down the rabbit hole with us. Let's go on a deep dive to see why we see a headline like this morning. Virginia City Councilman set on fire, it says. Set on fire in a workplace attack, suspect charged with attempted murder. All right. And this is like some small time councilman. Yeah, he did. He's got some pretty bad burns from what I can tell so far.
I feel like
this particular politician.
There should be a worse version of attempted murder for setting somebody on fire.
Yeah, that's a lifetime of injury God, I mean, even considering the recovery of it all.
Well, it's tough. We'll hear what happened to him. We'll hear what the damage was done. Who did this? Why did they do it? All of these relevant questions for the attack on this Virginia City Councilman, Lee Vogler. And the AP says, we'll start off with this. A city councilman in Virginia was seriously injured Wednesday when a man stormed into his office at a local magazine, doused him in gasoline, and set him on fire. All right? An attack that authorities say was rooted in a personal dispute, not politics. Important to note that because immediately afterwards, it was like, you know, team sports with the politics stuff. Like, who did this? What was the reasoning? Were they fired up by this place or that place? And everybody went into team sports.
How personal was the dispute? This guy works at a magazine. Are you sure that it wasn't a dispute over politics?
Good question. Let's go in. Lee Vogler, 38, that's the guy who was set on fire, who has served on the Danville City Council for more than a decade, was taken by a medical helicopter to a burn unit in North Carolina after the attack. Police said the assailant, 29-year-old Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes, quite the name, forced his way into Vogler's office at Showcase Magazine. C-Line, let's start there. What the hell is Showcase Magazine?
I feel like it's not something with politically dividing opinions. I'm getting movie times from that title.
I've never heard of this before. Showcase Magazine.
Southside Virginia at its finest.
Okay.
It's like
so you're like local paper. What's happening? Where the sales are at.
All right. Showcase Magazine.
Arts and music, culture, food and drink, lifestyle. It's sort of like we have the Orlando Weekly. They have Showcase Magazine.
All right, 29-year-old Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes forces his way into Vogler's office at Showcase Magazine, confronted him, and then chased him outside and set him on fire. Hayes was arrested at the scene on charges of attempted first-degree murder and aggravated malicious wounding. So there's an extra charge for you, C-Lane. Investigators stressed the motive appeared to be personal and unrelated to Vogler's work as a public official. Still, the assault added to the growing unease over violence and harassment aimed at elected officials across the country, particularly as the boundaries blur between their public roles and private lives. Geez, I wonder how that happened. It's almost as if there have been people screaming like, take it to them in the streets, and all of get in their faces, all of these things. But it's not always politics. And I know people went there right away when the news broke. Here's how it came across on Fox News as we go further in.
It's in Southern Virginia. We're getting word of a horrific attack. A city council member was set on fire inside of his office of where a local magazine. This is, am I reading this right?
She's not getting all the info, so... She's trying her best, but she is getting some info live and not getting enough of it.
Mega work here anymore.
She's trying.
He works at a local magazine.
Yeah, he's at a local magazine. That's the office where this happened. Okay. And where he works. The 38-year-old Lee Vogler is a city councilman in Danville, Virginia, 2 hours south of Roanoke. Police say the suspect entered into the victim's office and then doused him with flammable liquid. The victim and the suspect then exited the building, where the suspect then set the victim on fire. Just horrific details we're learning. And right now, the extent of Vogler's injuries are unknown.
All right, we'll work into that and see how bad the injuries were here.
The story was really affecting that lady.
She was very upset, one would say. Let's go to some of the notes on this for a deep dive. The Lee Vogler attack. I'll try not to stumble through it quite as much as that. Here's our friend Lee Vogler. Here's the location of the newspaper where this attack actually went down. That's where this all took place. He's young. He's a young guy, man. And both people involved were fairly young considering what happened here. Here's what we know from the police statements so far. On July 30th at approximately 11:30 a.m., Danville police were dispatched to the 700 block of Main Street, responding to a report that a male had been set on fire at a workplace. We'll hear from the guy who runs this magazine in a second. The victim was later publicly identified as Danville City Councilman Lee Vogler. Let's look up, Sabrina, search for Danville City while we're doing this to see how big this place is where this elected official is. He's just 38 years old, the guy who was set on fire. And law enforcement described that the suspect entered his workplace, a small office building housing Showcase magazine, confronted him and poured flammable liquid on him. Gasoline, lighter fluid, unknown, right? Witnesses provided a description of the suspect in the vehicle.
It said gasoline, I thought, in the story.
Did it? Okay, maybe it was gasoline. Officers located the vehicle several blocks away, and the suspect was arrested without incident. He's been identified as, and this is an odd name, Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes.
They never use that many names.
They use a bunch of names because that's his legal name, but Shotzi is quite the name.
It sounds very like Billy the Kiddish, like, oh, Shotzi came to rob the bank.
And Shotzi, I would say, is kind of a cool name, and now it's attached to this psycho.
Yeah, but to Sabrina's point, usually they use 3 names or a full name when it's like a killer, so they don't like Mark David Chapman. What if there was just another Mark Chapman somewhere that's not a killer? This would be very annoying for them. I don't think there's a lot of Shotsies.
No, I haven't heard that name before. Tell me about Danville. Did you find out what we're looking at with Danville?
Independent city in the Commonwealth of Virginia, located in the Southside Virginia region. As of 2020, the population was a little bit over 42,500.
Okay, so it's a small place where they live, where all this went down. And it says Hayes has been formally charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated malicious wounding. That video report saying that it was gasoline. Excuse me for that. Authorities have emphasized the attack is from a personal conflict. And they said Vogler is currently awake and speaking and was able to identify his assailant. All right, so we know that the guy is like, he's alive, he's awake, he's speaking right here, and he's burned quite bad. In fact, victim condition, he was airlifted to a burn center, conscious and communicative. So hurting, probably in a lot of pain, but right now, currently, he's at least alive and with us. And there's a bunch of stories going over this, but I want to hit on a couple of things here. One is from one of the local news outlets showing the guy who is our Shotzi, I believe, the suspect in the councilman burning attack, was arraigned in court. And this is the guy who poured gasoline on Lee Vogler and set him on fire.
They have not shared the whole personal tie-in.
We've got some on what that is probably all about here in just a moment. The vice mayor confirmed that Vogler was attacked and was flown to Chapel Hill in the burn unit there. Shotzi Hayes, arrested, is 29 years old, and he asked for a court-appointed lawyer. But in his mugshot, nothing too crazy looking, just looks like a regular dude who lit this guy on fire. So now we got to figure out why exactly this happened. Why was he targeting him? Over a personnel matter? That's what they were suggesting, because the guy was pretty likable. This says Vogler was Danville's comeback kid for years before he was attacked. People liked him, I guess.
Was he all of a sudden not a comeback kid anymore?
Maybe not.
If he survives this attack, he'll come back from this.
It says council member Lee Vogler has a big presence in the small city, one of its most consistent champions of their economic resurgence. He serves on various local boards and is an engaged member of the community. People have responded with an outpouring of support on social media. Despite his position on the council, the attack was not politically motivated. This was a personal matter, they continue to say. Buck Hayes was arrested and charged, as you've heard. And Vogler has earned respect from politicians at both the local and state levels. Governor Glenn Youngkin and gubernatorial candidate Abigail Spanberger and the mayor of Danville all released statements expressing horror at the attack.
Also, Danville, you got some fun names over there.
And what was going on with this. And now, let's see here. I wanted to get to a little bit of the juicy stuff that I'm seeing back and forth. So Lee Vogler is apparently married with some children. He's got some kids. He posted, "Happy Mother's Day to the glue of our family, my wife Blair," in May of 2024. But there is a post that is starting to go viral now. Let's go into this a little bit more. It says, Lee Vogler was banging Buck Hayes' wife, Mary Alice. So they're saying that this is Buck Hayes, the guy who lit him on fire. This is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
This is Buck Hayes, the guy who lit him on fire. And here's Lee Vogler, the politician. Now, the rumors that are so far unsubstantiated that are floating around are that there was a tryst going on, that things were going south between this couple. Almost like the Coldplay couple that was on the big Jumbotron.
Except I like how in this case, the Coldplay couple is like, it seems this couple was involved in an affair. And this person just breaking out the news is going, he was banging Buck Hayes' wife.
It was happening. That's according to them. I want to hear from the guy who was from the magazine talking about what happened here. So here he is. This is the dude who's the owner of this Showcase magazine with his side of the story.
Hi, I'm Andrew Brooks. I am the publisher and owner of Showcase magazine. Today, our coworker Lee Vogler was attacked in our office. An individual forced his way into our office carrying a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline and poured the gasoline on Lee.
All right, I want you to think about that.
5-gallon bucket?
A 5-gallon bucket ain't no joke, all right? This is a massive, he's like carrying, if he's right about that, carrying a huge bucket of gas.
Dude, that is way more than a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline. He could have taken the whole damn newspaper out.
Wouldn't that be like 40 pounds?
That'll get me at least 40 miles.
Yeah, that's a lot. Maybe he's just saying it was a big bucket, and he's kind of guessing here.
Lee attempted to flee, ran to the front of the building. The individual followed him and set him on fire. Lee identified his attacker as a man named Shotzi Buck. We don't know if that's his real name or a nickname. Lee is awake and talking and en route to the Burn Center in Lynchburg. Our hearts and prayers are with him. Everyone here at Showcase, we don't even really know what to say.
I noticed.
We're cooperating with the police. Our associate publisher is currently being interviewed by the police at the police station.
I don't think he knows what to say.
Yeah, I don't know if he needed to make this video, honestly.
And he's talking so quiet for being outside.
It's like he's considering the algorithm. And they told me to make it 90 seconds long. And this was bad. And smelled like gasoline. And
this type of senseless act of violence has to stop. You do not have the right as a human being to get upset with someone enough to lash out and attempt to harm them in any way, much less this way.
So there you go. That's the publisher of the magazine, the man behind this particular outlet, Showcase magazine. And we don't know too much more than the rumors that it was about this tryst. You know, the guy and his wife had recently separated, allegedly. The politician was allegedly forming some kind of new relationship. All the articles say it was a personal matter. This might have been what set it all off. And the guy said, oh, yeah, you want to take my family and my wife from me? Here's how this goes. I'm going to light you on fire. What do you think? And let us know your thoughts with a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Strange, though. Very, very strange. I mean, look, you see these kind of things all the time where someone gets mad at somebody else, and there's cheating is far too common out there. And, you know, people get caught up in these different personal issues a lot. But to respond by going to somebody's work and then lighting them on fire is about the most extreme thing I could think of.
I think when it comes to, and there must be profiling on this when it comes to law enforcement, but you have your, hey, you cheated, or are you talking to my wife, then I'm going to kick your ass. Versus, I am going to kill this person and I've stabbed them 54 times. And then lighting on fire, the intent behind all of those levels has to say something about either, obviously, the mental state of the person who is a perp or the egregiousness of the act.
The cheating? Like how? What went down between these two?
Like, you caught them in the act.
The Young Republican Federation of Virginia responded. They said they are shocked and deeply saddened, by the brutal attack on our friend, fellow Young Republican and dedicated servant, Councilman Lee Vogler. Our prayers are with Lee, his family, and the entire Danville community as he receives treatment. And they go on with this: political differences or personal grievances should never escalate to violence. I don't know why, like, the first thing needs to be so involved, right? Like, so many people have looked at this, like, political differences aren't a reason to set somebody on fire. Well, yeah, they aren't. But, I mean, why are we saying that? Because that doesn't look like that's what's happening in this case. We condemn this heinous act in the strongest possible terms and call for swift justice. And finally, this is Jason Maveres, Attorney General of Virginia. I know Lee Vogler. He's a good friend, even greater city councilman for Danville. Violence in the pursuit of the political is the definition of domestic terrorism. Even the mere threat of violence is terrorism, and we should all condemn it together. Seems like this is much more about sex.
Yeah.
And cheating and relationships, and that really kicking things into gear with the story of Lee Vogler, but I hope he's okay.
Which makes the terrorism even more domestic.
Right. The most domestic you could imagine. But let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, a leak that we need to discuss that could affect you in an incredibly embarrassing way. And I've never been more scared to go outside in my neighborhood after reading this story. I'm going to try to take a breath here.
No run for Courtney today?
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it after reading this story. This is one of those ones that's way more frightening than you would imagine. What's happening? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's smart, it's stupid, and slightly unhinged. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hoping your ride in Orlando is a safe one, although some delays you should know about, including southbound of the Turnpike just after the Mineola Hancock Road exit. 278, a left lane is blocked. You're going to feel that both south and northbound approaching that exit due to onlooking traffic from northbound lanes. The rest of the Turnpike is clear right now. The other delay is I-4 east and westbound, of course, approaching 535, but the rest of I-4 is incident-free. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus.
Let me tell you about a great company, an amazing company to work with, a company that's going to do right by you, Mills Air. And I don't say this lightly. They are one of the most honest, best operated companies out there. They're not going to rip you off when you have a problem with your air conditioner. That's when you're ripe for being ripped off. Here, take my money. Shut up and take my money. Whatever it takes to make me nice and cool and comfortable in my house. But Mills Air wants you to keep coming back if you have any issues or if you ever want to upgrade to one of these fantastic and very efficient Carrier units. In fact, they can get you big rebates if you need them, and you probably do. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call. Here's the number, 407-277-1159. Leon Mills is going to set you up with one of the best techs in the business, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Since 2002, Precision Garage Door Service has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Noisy garage door? Get our quiet door deal where you buy a belt drive motor and get free rollers. Worried about the weather? Understood. Get a tune-up and roller replacement for your garage door today. Want to give your house a glow up? Got you covered. Get a new garage door and get 20% off. Local and reliable Precision Garage Door Service.
Hey everybody. Hope you learned something. As far as his name, Vogler, I've actually heard both. So I wanted to try to stick to one, but I think it's Vogler. Dangerous in my neighborhood. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what's going on out there when we come back. Go, Mike, baby. Is it worth a scathing email? Please, please. Don't do that to me. I get enough emails. How crazy, though, to get a bucket, which is not even the most efficient way to do this, full of gasoline. Go into somebody's office, boom, hit them with a bucket of gasoline, and then somehow still light them on fire. And I thought about myself in this situation. I said, let's say somebody, it's easy to douse somebody in something. But once you douse me, now you got to get me lit. I'm going to scramble, yakety sacks, good luck getting me. I'm going to start throwing shit at you. That's the scariest part. The best way is with a super soaker. Austin, that's a red flag, man. Austin! Somebody says you got a serial flasher in the hood. In my neighborhood, I wish it was a serial flasher. This is much more dangerous. Bearer of bad news says stop, drop, and roll. I have bad news for you. Despite the propaganda about fire that you've heard as a child, if you are in fact covered in gasoline, you can fucking stop, drop, and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. It ain't going out. Stop, drop, and roll only works when there's not as much accelerant involved in this. That is not going to work how you think it is. All right, coming back.
Exit Info Kit. 800-611-3113. That's 800-611-3113.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Okay, we have two must-hear interviews. First, Aaliyah Kateb. She joins Tom and Daddario, and she talks about her Love Island journey, from her situationship, the producer drama, and life after the villa. Then, on Drama Queens, Stephen Colletti, remember him? Stops by to spill all the One Tree Hill secrets, from the steamy scenes and the off-screen romances. It's all happening. You don't want to miss this.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
politician who was set on fire, allegedly caught up, possibly, rumor has it, in some sort of cheating scandal that led to all of this. Your comments on the politician set on fire, though, are either a collection of different lyrics from songs. You got Bruce Springsteen, I'm on fire, or Pardon Me While I Burst into Flames.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home?
All kinds of songs, both creepy ones, as you could tell, and not creepy ones. And then somebody with the Monday morning quarterbacking on this politician who was set on fire, this Virginia City Councilman Lee, I'm going to say Vogler, Vogler, who was set on fire in an attack on his office. Somebody said, well, you got to stop, drop, and roll. What a dummy. I said, I don't care what kind of propaganda you learned in public schooling in the United States of America, But if I hit C-Lane with a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline and light him on fire, he can do all of the stop, all of the drop, and all of the roll that he wants to. And it ain't going to help that much.
Correct.
When you're covered in gasoline, okay? It is still going to be a fire that wants to rage, even if you're rolling.
If you jump into a body of water?
That would put it out.
Yeah, would put it out even if you're covered in gasoline.
Well, because you would starve the fire of oxygen, which is the most important thing. Anything that starves the fire of the oxygen is going to put it out. So if you jump into the water and you're fully submerged, fire is out. But if you just start rolling around, you're like, stop, drop, and roll.
Sizzle, though.
Yeah. I mean,
so bad.
I watched my father as a 13-year-old kid when he lit his arm on fire, stop, drop, and roll. And it's so much better in practice than it is in reality. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there are so many better things to do than stop, drop, and roll. Like, my dad's arm was on fire. And because that was propagandized into our heads, he literally, like, stopped, like, assessed the situation, and then dropped and started rolling on his arm. Like, just drop down to the ground and put your arm in the dirt and, put it out, whatever. It was so weird to see that. I'll never forget that moment. And he stopped and he dropped and he rolled. And then my dad pops up with his arm on fire, still, after he stopped, dropped, and rolled. And he goes, all right, and stop, drop, and roll again.
I don't even know if I could roll very well.
I mean,
when was the last time you just rolled?
No, it's been a long time.
That music festival I went to a couple years ago.
Okay, like that's different. That's different. You're still going to be on fire. You're just going to feel it less if you're doing that technique of rolling. But it doesn't work like you think it does. It works a little, and I'm not saying don't do it. But I'm saying
it works when you're not doused in gasoline.
Yeah, that's the thing that kills.
Let's take that to the schools these days. Like the different scenarios. If you happen to be on fire with no gasoline, stop, drop, roll. It probably should work. Give us the steps if your friend decided to douse you with 5 gallons of it.
It's just making things more difficult in that situation. It's pronounced Vogler, says Deb. Come on, Sean, you heard the reports. Even his boss said it correctly. I have heard, we'll go with his boss. We'll go with Vogler. But I've heard it said in different reports both ways. So, there you go. So we'll try to say Vogler, or I'll try to say Vogler moving forward. You know what? Jump all over me for not being able to correctly pronounce instantly the incredibly unknown politician from a town of 40,000 people, the councilman attacked by somebody in a love triangle with him.
Wish you weren't such a dumbass, Sean.
What an absolute loser I am. I'm so sorry. That, and I'm worried about going around my neighborhood right now. And it's, I don't think it's what you guys think it is. It's so much worse. So much worse. I told you yesterday on the way out for Courtney, I said, you got to be careful. Said, I heard a story of somebody trying to kidnap and attack somebody. And they were just running around the neighborhood and this nut job tried to grab them. And then afterwards I felt bad because I'm like, damn, I'm going to ruin her run. She's out there running and I'm going to ruin the whole thing.
Or she's going faster.
She might be moving at a good clip. But this one has changed my life. This is the headline. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do. This is from Ars Technica, and it says, peacock feathers can emit laser beams, which is obviously concerning. It's obviously of concern to me, considering I have an invasion in my neighborhood of peacocks.
I am so confused by that headline, I have to be honest.
It couldn't be any more clear. Peacock feathers?
This sounds very Dr. Evil.
They can emit laser beams.
Sharks with frickin' lasers.
I have so many questions.
Let's see if we can answer those. Peacock feathers are generally admired for their bright iridescent colors, but it also turns out they can emit laser light when dyed multiple times.
Okay.
This is the first example of biolaser cavities within the animal kingdom. So they've found out that if you take these peacock feathers and you change them up a little bit, they'll turn into lasers. All right? They'll turn into photonic crystals, also known as photonic band gap materials. They are precisely ordered in such a way to block particular wavelengths of light, and it makes a laser out of the feathers of these peacocks. Sure. Nothing to worry about. There have been previous examples of random laser emissions in everything from stained bovine bones to insect wings, parrot feathers, and now, of course, these peacock feathers. It wasn't difficult to get the peacock feathers given how popular they are, blah, blah, blah. The team observed laser emissions in 2 distinct wavelengths for all color regions of the feather's eye spots. And they said it's likely due to the diffusion between the dye, blah, 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 blah. Point is, they say that the peacock feathers, next thing you know, lasers, and I got peacocks with friggin' lasers on them wandering my neighborhood. So a little concerning, yes. So I apologize if I'm on edge today as I digest this information. We'll get to you. That might calm me down. I don't know if it will, but I'll give it a shot. And we'll see what you think. What's going on in your world? Send us a dispatch over on thenewsjunkie.com. Some people asking for updates about the situation with Epstein. I don't know if there's anything so big that you can update on right now. I know that Virginia Giuffre. He's
still dead.
Yeah, he's still dead. Virginia Giuffre, who we discussed yesterday, as it turned out that she was an employee at Mar-a-Lago, and then she ended up being sent over or stolen, I guess, by Epstein over to his house, which Trump was mad about. And Virginia Giuffre's family has responded saying they were shocked that Trump described her as stolen. He meant stolen employee, but they didn't think that was great, to say the least. Virginia Giuffre back in the center of all of this stuff after some time out of the headlines. And the Giuffre family, by the way, is asking Trump not to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. They're saying, do not do it. I agree with them on that. The other thing on this front, which this sounds like a bunch of nonsense, but there's a bunch of stories out today about this mysterious orange shape that has been uncovered in the Epstein jail cell footage. For instance, mystery orange shape spotted near Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell the night before his death. You don't really see much of anything. Like an orange cloud.
That's a stretch.
There's something moving on the video. It's something like moving along, but it doesn't look like much.
Are the inmates not wearing orange in this particular prison?
They may be. This may be some facet of the actual tape, since they just tape over themselves all the time. But here I am just sweeping. An orange shape was spotted on the surveillance footage near Jeffrey Epstein's prison cell in the final night of his life. The shadowy object, seen in a video obtained by CBS News, moves up the stairs to his cell block around 10:40 p.m. the night before the 66-year-old was found hanged. Federal investigators concluded the pixelated blob was a corrections officer carrying linen or inmate clothing, but forensic experts who spoke to CBS said no. They think it might have been an inmate wearing a jumpsuit going up there, and it was captured on this tape somehow. I don't think there's any real big breakthrough bombshells in any of this footage or anything related to it. We're all searching for something because it was promised to us, and we just aren't getting it. Finally, for right now, we'll get geared up for jury duty in a second. I got bad news for those of you who might have a sex toy. If you are one of the few Americans, not too many Americans have a sex toy, right? This can't be popular, can it? Shoppers have had their cheeky purchases leaked, according to this UK news source.
That's dangerous.
Anybody heard of Lovense? Lovense.
Yeah.
You guys have heard of this?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't.
It is a popular toy for camera performers.
Okay, go on.
How do you know this?
Love ends? Or
like Love Ends.
Lovense. It's for cam girls? What? Take a sip. Take a sip of your drink.
It's the kind of thing that has different levels of interaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And so,
most sex toys. But this is...
Yeah,
Is
but
this the one where you can have someone else doing the thing?
Kind of. Yeah, like if you were a camera performer, a cam girl.
I'm on the Wikipedia page too, Celine. You're saying?
And like they have little tokens that you can give them for certain things.
Yeah.
You could set levels and it's controlled like by an app or something, and that if you were to donate so many tokens to this girl, it would control how intense the lovence gets.
Do you have a referral code? I'm sorry.
Sounds like he does.
C-Lane 50.
Love Ends, which makes these internet-connected sex toys that C-Lane is so familiar with, reportedly left user emails exposed.
Oh, please chat like you guys have never heard of this cam stuff. How does C-Lane know this? C-Lane, do tell.
Buddy, this is my first experience with this.
Yeah, okay.
I've not heard of this.
Yeah.
Is it something that's an expensive device? Love Ends.
I have no clue.
I'm Googling it. Love Ends official site.
It seems to have a lot of different...
Oh, that's a good name. 50% off, too.
The Gush 2, which replaces the Gush 1. The Lush 4, they're on number 4.
I like Gush.
Charge for 5 minutes, play for 1 hour. Discreet play anywhere.
Definitely seen that one.
Is this what that girl maybe had at the baseball game?
Could have.
Might have been, excuse me.
May have been.
50% off now. What was my promo code again?
I can't believe that Amazon also sells this.
Do they?
Yeah. You
Bluetooth app controlled
same day if I wanted.
egg vibrator.
$228 for this son of a bitch?
Well, there's
That's marked down from how much?
For $400 was one of them.
Oh, look at that graphic.
And so, like, you have to have an account for some of these, and all the information from the accounts has leaked out online.
Or
and if you want to know more, if you want to know the deep, in-depth info, if you want to do a deep dive on the Love Ends, just email C-Lane.
$130 for that thing.
Ain't bad.
That is
It's
a very
moving.
common model right there.
It's pretty impressive technology, ladies.
From the numbers that I've seen that also leaked out.
Totally, yeah. Quick break. When we come back, jury duty is on the way. We'll get to some updates on big stories. We still got to get to Ozzy Osbourne's final texts that have been revealed. What did he say? That and a lot more coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Magic will go international next season. The Magic will play the Grizzlies in Berlin on January 15th and then in London on the 18th. NFL camps continue in Tampa. The Buccaneers signed running back Owen Wright. Soccer, Orlando City earned a point but lost their opening match in the Leagues Cup tournament on penalty kicks. And baseball, the Marlins a winner, shutting out the Cardinals while the Rays lost in 11 to the Yankees. I'm Matt McCoy.
The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Visit your local authorized dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Celebrate freedom from those old single-pane windows and that shabby front door with the beauty.
Get off me, you prudes, acting like you've never heard of some of these cam girls. So, yeah, Steven Gumberts, 100%. All these hypocrites in chat. Come on. What? Yeah, the Lovence, very popular brand for that sort of thing. And you go there, and usually the nice young lady behind, in front of the camera has like a menu. And depending on how many tokens you spend, it vibrates harder, it vibrates not so hard. Anyway.
Folks, some news coming in. Came in a while ago, but your thoughts. There was a lot of discussion about this, and it seemed like everybody in the political world had their bets down, but no, it ain't happening. Former Vice President Kamala Harris has announced she's not going to run for governor of California next year. And she says, for now, my leadership and public service will not be in elected office. I look forward to getting back out and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation who fight fearlessly, and sharing more details in the months ahead about my own plans. So the question is, does Kamala Harris worry? I mean, even though the polling for her in California was pretty good, does she worry that she wouldn't win that, and then she's ripped politically? Does she worry that governor of California seems too small? Is she planning on running for presidency again? Which would be a very bad strategic decision. She has not had the best of luck running for president in the United States of America. Or is she looking at another seat? Or simply put, is Kamala Harris's political future over in terms of being the candidate and maybe not like the queen maker? So she's not running. One thing seems very clear. It would blow my mind if Gavin Newsom, didn't run for the Democratic ticket in the next election. That would blow my mind. And he's pretty slick. Newsom is pretty slick. But I think a lot of the country, especially a lot of the country that voted for Trump, has a bad opinion about all governance in California. Can't really blame Republicans for that, right? Not many elected Republicans at all in the state of California, especially in the big cities. It's almost all Democrats versus the people on their left. But he still is building a profile, and I would be surprised if Gavin Newsom, didn't run for president. But what does she do? I don't know. She's a garbage candidate, in my opinion. But she could have won in California. It would not have been surprising to me if she would have won the governor's spot. I don't think she will win. Win what? Why didn't she just go into Lube? Huh? I'd like to see Mayor Pete run again. No shot. He's a smart guy, actually. And it's not because he's gay. People sort of don't think he's as charismatic as one generally needs to be. And he's a little slow and takes a bunch of time off and shit. Even when he was needed in emergencies. I don't think he has a good shot either. She would win the mayor race in New York City? No, she wouldn't. New York City clearly wants something different, and they want to go all the way. That's why they're going for old Zohan. 90 seconds, we're coming back. Gavin Newsom would make a good spokesman for Love-Ins. Well, if they're selling those sex toys for that much money, they can fork over some cash to us. I'll hawk sex toys. With the utmost sincerity, I will sell them if they're $250 a piece. All right. Here we go. Jury duty. 30 seconds.
You're still rolling with that.
Hit that like button, please.
$5 off a
Hit like.
Don't let the
YouTubers.
keeps
Every like saves one puppy.
Rolling with Everdoor. Get $75 off a battery backup opener today. Don't let the dark shut you out. Everdoor keeps you moving. Visit everdoor.com, the garage door that lasts evermore.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference, who believed in us, challenged us, made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, celebrating the incredible impact of public school educators. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life who's gone above and beyond for their students to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Get all the info and nominate a teacher who goes the extra mile today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
Up as we go deeper into things on the world's most viral newsroom that you can hang out with each day. Learn more about the show, thenewsjunkie.com.
Everybody's coming after me for my knowledge about stuff.
Excuse me.
Everybody's coming after me.
I saw that.
Sealand, give me some tokens for science.
There was a lot of...
Tell me more.
There was a lot of this coming in, C-Lane, just so you know. I have to tell you so you can get ahead of this, all right? There's a lot of this.
Hey, Sean, I think you just got a new Today I Learned. But today we all just learned C-Lane clearly has an OnlyFans page somewhere.
An OnlyFans
page? Way too much about that random camera-related toy you just brought up.
I didn't get an OnlyFans vibe. I got like whatever the video streaming websites
Subscriber.
are. Yeah, like... I don't know, wherever the token websites are. What are the token websites, C-Lane, where you like...
one of them might be like if you were to take the word chat and combine it with masturbate.
Okay. All right. That's one of them.
Master chat.
No, it's
what
Chatterbait.
would be another one? Okay, that one. That's where
the only one I know. It stops there.
Unrelated note, did anyone come into the studio while I was using the bathroom?
Yeah. Everybody's coming after me, and then Sabrina has an embarrassing thing going on.
What happened? What I missed?
That was on me, but I did realize I could have gone back to the Wikipedia page on the city we were talking about, but instead...
Oh, no.
Instead it was... added to your wish list on Amazon.
You had the sex toy up on your laptop right there?
I'm trying to do some more research for the show. Of course.
It happens.
And
okay.
To do said research, you have to add it to your wish list, apparently.
Some people are saying that C-Lane is the cam girl. Who knows?
How?
I don't know. They're
You
just
got
wondering
holes.
where you got this information from. Can I milk you? Roy emails the show. Roy says the tips of the newsjunkie.com. I was hit by an uninsured motorist running a stop sign last
Roy,
July.
don't kill the sexy buzz.
He's talking about you getting into an accident the other day, Sabrina. He said it was an absolutely terrible experience. Yeah, I mean, I would rate it bad, too, getting hit by an uninsured motorist running a stop sign. Absolutely terrible experience. The scam of take a picture and get evaluated by AI is complete BS. My advice is to take it to a repair shop to get your estimate if you can. I'll never use the AI again. Again, like Sabrina was saying she used, I never saw a penny out of the other driver. I did, however, learn that mobile insurance cards on your phone are extremely easy to fake and the cops can't tell the difference. The other driver got off without so much of a ticket. It took a year to get my car fixed. Well, I don't imagine they just use AI. Like, you probably use that to start the case from your insurance company, Sabrina, but like...
Oh, absolutely, but...
I'm guessing you would get like an estimate and you have to bring it into some place and do all that annoying stuff.
Yeah, I was on the phone this morning for quite some time because it is not as easy as they are making it seem, at least on my insurance end. Fortunately, the person who hit me is insured. But I now have to wait until that goes through and then get the report because, by the way, they won't give you the report upon looking at the case number these days.
No.
As a matter of fact, you have to pay for it.
Really?
And do all of this form filling out or show up in person and still pay $2
for your own police report?
Correct.
That's lame. Yeah.
I'm like, why is this so difficult? Give me the report so I can move on with my life, please.
Yeah. It seems like that's stuff that you shouldn't have to pay for. Like, all the time I see people talking about government expenditures, and so they'll say, like, you have to buy your own crash report. Why? Isn't there like a server somewhere where the PDFs of all of this
You should be able to just download that. That seems like they just need some income streams.
I heard the other day they were like, because of cutbacks, because of Doge cutbacks, people aren't going to be able to e-rent their books from the library anymore.
Serious?
And I'm like, what's the tucked in cost on this? Like, it's a digital thing.
A lot of jobs are being lost, kind of. No.
By the way, if some of these books, just search for PDF after the title of Mice and Men PDF. And you'll get it.
EPUB, EPUB.
Yeah, like some of these you'll just find them. I'm not trying to encourage everybody to be pirates, but if we rely on taxpayer funding to fund the library so we can e-rent books, like what the hell? What's going on here? All right.
I also don't get the idea of e-rent. Do I e-return it? Do I get an e-late fee if I don't e-give it back in the e-amount of time that they've given me?
Essentially,
Sound like a
yes.
dolphin.
Yeah, it's more so that like you just get access to it for a limited period of time, but it feels real hocus pocus. Like
stupid.
We didn't get to jury duty, but we will. We'll do that when we come back, and it involves MLB, Major League Baseball, a huge gambling investigation. Who's been caught up in this? Is Trump gonna pardon Diddy? There's sources saying that he's weighing this according to Deadline, which is usually fairly legit. Are we to believe this? We'll dive into that in jury duty and Ozzy Osbourne's final text message. All of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 number 1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hoping your ride in Orlando is a safe one, although some delays you should know about, including southbound of the Turnpike just after the Mineola Hancock Road exit. 278, a left lane is blocked. You're going to feel that both south and northbound approaching that exit due to onlooking traffic from northbound lanes. The rest of the Turnpike is clear right now. The other delay is I-4 east and westbound, of course, approaching 535, but the rest of I-4 is incident-free. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at EyeCandyEnergyDrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history. The driver's last shot at the playoffs. Your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
If you want to buy or sell quickly, come Nickley.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say. More tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickley.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had. This is
on planet Earth. Take a seat, get comfortable. Let's have some fun together. Learn more about all things happening here on the planet with the 3 best friends you never knew had, going through the most viral stories of the day. The website is thenewsjunkie.com. This leads me in our final hour of the show here. I want to spend a little bit of time on telling you one of the absolute truths of the world, okay? Every once in a while, I'll tell you, like, this is just true. Those who tell you it's not, they're just wrong, all right? From my experience and calculating and crunching all the numbers, this is just a fundamental truth. That thing, which I'm reminded by after seeing this next viral story, is that apartment life is miserable. Living in an apartment is a miserable endeavor. It should only be for entry-level living. Just like you have entry-level jobs, or you used to, where people go work at the pizza place or the local fast food place or Starbucks. Now they want retirement plans there. But used to be at your entry-level jobs. This should be, apartment life should be entry-level living. Because I can tell you, as can many people who have spent their life or some portion of it living in an apartment or a high-rise or whatever, anywhere, I can tell you without doubt that having all of these roommates, because that's what it basically is in apartment life, is a miserable thing. It is a miserable thing. You're always going to have bad neighbors.
Are you talking about this would not be the case if you had roommates in a house?
No, it would be much less bad if you had roommates in a house because you have personal relationships with those people, as opposed to
so
you
you're
don't
saying
know
the roommates are these people in the building that you just don't share your parcel.
People above you, people below you, people on any of the sides of you.
Walls and floors.
It's miserable. I had a guy who, when I lived in a high-rise, lived right next door to us, and that dude would just stay up to all hours of the night on ecstasy. And I was like, oh, my God, I got to do a radio show.
I went to a party at that apartment.
Did you?
Yeah, turns out. Yeah, and it definitely was ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
A very nice guy, but yeah, he could throw a damn party. Same nice dude that stunk up the hallway with weed? Or you think that was another neighbor?
I don't know, because you have so many neighbors. Like, these buildings are so chock-a-block full of people.
You needed something to take the edge off the ecstasy.
Right. When you have one, you must have the other.
It was my roommate when that one time I lived in an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Think bad.
Yeah.
And he was there all the time.
That must have been fairly bad because the apartment that you lived around downtown, as I recall, was made out of an old hotel or something, right?
Yes.
And so it might even have thinner walls. And every once in a while, you get the luck of the draw.
According to Sabrina's neighbor, the walls were thin.
That's your second one. You have one more call out for the week. Whatever. I was enjoying myself.
What was the first one?
My Amazon wish list.
You said it first.
So this comes to mind after seeing this video that went mega viral over the last couple of days. I can't play it for you because
Facebook,
somebody's complaining.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
and
this?
they said, what do I do? It's 2 a.m. And they said, yeah, I know I live in an apartment. You're going to get news here and there. I could tolerate it until about 10 p.m. or so. And he said, my neighbor is recently going through a divorce. And the neighbor is just playing guitar going, F my life.
Somebody kill me, please.
F that bitch. And like the neighbor is just stuck in a breakup rut, singing the F word over and over and over. And he goes,
You'd think
what
it'd
am I
be one
supposed to do?
song, but he's just doing an original, obviously very horrible song.
Yeah.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Getting a little guitar going. Like, Celine, could you give me a little guitar rhythm, and I'll give you an example since I can't play it here on the show. Like, give me something sort of metalish. Yeah. Mm-hmm. F my life. F my girlfriend with a knife. I hate her. Oh, I hate her. Something like that. Like
over and over and over again.
Yeah, just over and over and over. I don't know if our time difference completely butchered that, but it sounded
wasn't bad.
It was, there was some weirdness.
It was beautiful in my headphones. It was truly something spectacular. This is apartment life, friends. All right, I see it all the time. If you're young, it's beautiful. It's a brilliant way to like be with other singles, to learn about living on your own, but not completely be on your own. To have social elements of your life, but also independent elements of your life. Those things are all great. But what you will learn, and this is just almost true for every person I've ever met that's lived in an apartment, is you can't control all the people around you, and shared walls make shared enemies. And apartment life is just miserable. It is miserable.
The opposite of good fences make good neighbors.
Yes. Thick concrete walls make good neighbors. And not what you see in so many of these rooms. We used to have these people upstairs, and all the time I would hear this noise. I have no idea what they were doing, but that would go on for all hours. Then I knew a girl who had a neighbor upstairs neighbor, who in the middle of the night would seemingly just put her high heels on and walk in circles. Walking around. Nobody who has lived in an apartment for longer than 5 minutes hasn't experienced
I told you before about my annoying apartment neighbor one time. Had to have been just a young girl. Young, grade school, probably middle school or younger.
Living by herself? Was it Talia Grace?
No. This was...
What a neighbor.
This was her room. It had to have been her bedroom because if the floor plans, kind of matched up backwards, I would be sharing a wall because it was my bedroom that I was in, and my computer was, against that wall. Mm-hmm. And she would listen to Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle.
Oh, I knew it. I already heard the intro in my head.
And then when Genie in a Bottle would end, she would listen to Genie in a Bottle.
That is called a sample CD.
Yeah.
That was the sports theme that you just did there, wasn't it?
No.
I'm a genie in a sport.
Can I see what that sounded like, Celine? Can you see in Mega Chat where they just clipped the song that we made together on Twitch there? Can you see that? Are you able to?
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to. I would have to pull it.
Okay.
We can't play it from that.
I would like to see just if that really grasped what it was like to have this neighbor.
You think what I sang sounded like a sports thing?
Yeah, it was like
I know you're singing basketball. That's different. That's no. I'm like boom 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 baby big big boom.
Hot on the wire. Basketball team.
Your neighbor's just singing that nonstop, 24 hours a day. The lesson of the day, kids, is get your experiences in when you are young, from maybe 18 to your mid to late-ish 20s. Live in an apartment, hang out with people, learn about all sorts of people in the world and all their backgrounds, commingle. After that, you will learn what is great about not having a shared wall with somebody, having your own place somewhere where you can stay away from all of the apartment neighbors. Now, you'll still have neighbors in your, in your real world place, and not all of them are pleasant, but at least it's so many fewer, and your issues seem to be so many fewer, at least from my estimation. But this neighbor was singing a mean breakup song over and over and over again.
I can't tell if after this segment here, I'm going to walk away singing Christina Aguilera or Round Ball Rock.
On repeat.
One of them's going to get stuck. All right, let's do it. It's delayed, but here goes nothing. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
LA Safari on YouTube says, preach, Sean. I'm paying an arm and a leg where I live, and I can hear everything in the apartments next to me and upstairs. Loud bangs, talking, snoring, moaning, all of it is miserable. LA Safari, I have to tell you, I watched a movie not that long ago. Let me see if I can find it. I watched a movie that really black-pilled me on apartment living in every possible way. And it was, let me see if I could find this movie about this poor woman who lived in an apartment next to her mother, and then her mother died. And when her mother died, the new neighbor was this absolute nightmare human being, okay? And they just bumped music at all hours of the night. They were doing cocaine and partying with their, like, they were all like Russian guys or something, and they're, hanging out. Oh my God. It was so, just watching it, you got that feeling of what that was like. I can't find it on my magical server.
So, this is something you watched recently?
Yeah. Not too long ago, we watched it. And it was about like a neighbor who moved into an apartment. I think I mentioned it briefly after we watched it. But you just see how god-awful bad it is to live next to all of these people. It's a truth in life that you'll figure out probably at some point in time. It's unavoidable, for God's sake.
Or avoid it by taking Sean's advice seriously.
I think it's like, so your situation, I think you have a house. You might not like all of your neighbors, Sabrina, but at least you only have to deal with a limited amount.
Oh, absolutely.
As opposed to like how many you could be dealing with otherwise. It could be worse.
Remember when I lived in that bungalow?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was my final straw. Like, I will never live in an apartment ever again because of, and not so much an apartment, but there was someone that lived above me, and it was a nightmare. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about my boy Jesse, but I'm talking about, I called her Bat Esney.
Yeah.
And much like the person who you thought had tap shoes that lived above you, this person obviously was part of some sort of stomp group at 3 o'clock in the morning. And at one point, I remember waking up and screaming so loud from my apartment, saying, "Go the F to sleep!"
That's
that
it.
They stopped.
Yeah, that's it.
And I moved out.
The one that I'm talking about, let me see if I can find a better example of it, is called Restless. And this poor woman,
Damn it.
loves...
I just got that answer from ChatGPT.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's called Restless with Lindsay Marshall, I guess. And this woman has like this beautiful setup. She lives next to her mom. She loves everything. And then this new guy comes in and everything starts to fall apart. And you like mentally crumble with this lady, feeling all the things that she's feeling. It will black pill you on apartment life and living that way. It is very, very tough. Okay, let me get back to it since I did the intro for jury duty. An MLB gambling operation is now raising some concerns over the game integrity, in case you thought these games had some actual integrity. Axios says the following: sports gambling scandals raise concerns over game integrity, as I told you. Why does it matter? Recent investigations of pro baseball and basketball stars have raised fears about whether certain plays or even whole games are being manipulated. And as of late, they said Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clace on Monday was placed on non-disciplinary paid leave through August 31st while they continue their sports betting investigation. He's the second Guardians pitcher to be placed on leave in this gambling operation, joining starter Luis Ortiz. They have not spoken out about this. The scrutiny comes out after former NBA player Jontay Porter was accused of disclosing confidential information about his health to a bettor and then limiting his participation in a game. So he was kind of having an impact on the game that people were betting on at the time. He was banned from the NBA and pleaded guilty to wire fraud in connection to the scandal. He's not alone. There's lots of people who have been caught up in all of this as of late, and the investigations are currently rolling on. So we'll see what happens if any arrests occur out of this. And finally, Trump, according to Deadline. Let me bring up the story. See, the only thing I'm making this whole thing up here. Trump, according to Deadline, is considering a full presidential pardon for Diddy. All right? I don't know if there's
interesting
any actually truth to this, because that seems like a crazy dumb move. That seems like a really, really dumb move. Trump now seriously considering a pardon for Sean Combs ahead of sentencing. White House official says nothing, according to Deadline. Exclusive, Donald Trump is weighing giving Diddy Combs a full presidential pardon ahead of his sentencing here. Nearly 2 months after he entertained the notion of a Diddy pardon in an Oval Office gaggle, they say it's seriously being considered. Just another Trump weave to an actionable event. I don't think this would be very popular. I think this would be a super dumb move. Contacted by Deadline, Combs' defense team said, no comment. No comment on any Trump pardon talk. Do you think you should do it? Let us know. Give us your thoughts. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. All right. Real quick, I said Ozzy Osbourne's final text messages have leaked. It's pretty sweet, actually. His longtime guitarist, a guy named Zach Wilde, 2 Ks in a Y. Zach Wilde said, the last text I got from Ozzy was, Zach, sorry, it was like a madhouse back there. I didn't see you when he left the farewell concert. He said, thank you for everything. And he sent a final message, I love you, buddy. And that was the last he heard from his pal Ozzy. He had joined Black Sabbath in 1987. So they knew each other for quite some time, those two. Were pretty close. So I love you, buddy. This is a final message over to Zach Wilde from the band. There you go. Thank you. And he's out. All right, quick break. When we come back, it's time for some feedback. It's time to see what's on your mind. A lot of people talking about their neighbors, a lot of people with various thoughts. Get yours in now, because dispatches are coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Hoping your ride in Orlando is a safe one right now. Still a pretty yucky delay southbound. That's the Turnpike approaching the Mineola Hancock Road exit due to an incident just after that exit. A little bit of a delay northbound, of course, due to onlooking traffic, but the rest of the Turnpike is clear. No major issues on I-4 at this time. The Greenway is also clear, and no issues on the 408 east and westbound. Our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live.
Yo! How you doing? New accent I'm working on. Okay. Oh, man. I just gleeked all over my laptop. You know what that is? That's embarrassing. I just gleeked all over my trackpad. Sorry. Console Bob says, I'm blessed to have a neighbor on the left. Every 2 to 3 months, he has coworkers over to party until 11 o'clock. Okay. Right side neighbor, never seen much. 2 dogs, never walks them. Witness protection. I had a neighbor next to me for a while who had a little dog, and they didn't crate the dog, and they didn't have a room for the dog. And those are the 2 best options. I like, for lady, she has a room. We have a little gate, and she just goes in the room and lays down. They didn't have any of that. And this guy and his girlfriend, who used to fight all the time, you hear them in the middle of the night. During the day when they went to work, they would shut the door, and that dog would go to the front door right on the other side and yap, 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 until they came back home. All day long. Apartment living is a nightmare. I had a neighbor above me that would have karaoke parties every Saturday until 3 or 4 a.m., and everyone was drunk and sounded horrible. The tenant was the stepson of the office lady. Of course. Of course. Everybody who has lived in an apartment for a while has one of these nightmare stories. Save for the Manhattan kids. All right? You young New Yorker types who in your 18s, 19s, 20s, up through your 20s, lived in and romanticized life in a New York City apartment. Oh, big deal. Oh, get some earplugs. You'll learn. No, don't let them try to convince you. It's miserable. It is a miserable existence. You learn that people suck very quickly. Three minutes and we're back.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum?
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the show today. If you are, or if you aren't, either way, hit the like button over on YouTube, please. Don't forget, you can sub to Secret Shows. Secret Shows live tonight at 7:30 on the TNJ Discord. If you subscribe right now, you can claim a gift. You can either get one of these No Shit Orlock pins. You could get the Skin Bear stickers. Those are awesome. Or you can get a random magnet if you want to play Game of Magnets. Melbell on YouTube says, just got out of a first floor condo with terrible neighbors. Just bought a townhouse. Thank you, that mortgage guy Don. No more lousy neighbors. Good for you. Rage says, I will not live in an apartment ever again. Either some heavy-footed MFer upstairs or loud MFers next door. And there's so many antisocial losers that end up next to you. You could go over, bam, 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 bam. Hey, I'm trying to sleep. And they'll be like, kiss my ass. They won't do anything about it. You just deal with it. You know, I'm paying rent. I get to do whatever I want. I don't have to listen to you. This kid was practicing soccer in the apartment above me for weeks. I confronted the parents and they said it's too hot out. He has to practice. That's how it goes. I've heard of people recording what it sounds like in their apartment and then sharing it with the people who are making the noise. And even then, in some cases, people will be like, I don't care. So you complain, and like, what are you going to do? You just get tormented. Seniors enjoy apartment living, no yard to take care of, and you call somebody when something breaks. Yes. And in a senior facility, much better. Much better. But with a bunch of people between 18 and 34, nightmare. So many antisocial weirdos. And you're not allowed to shoot them, apparently, which, stunning. Yes, you're not allowed.
8 or 12 here.
12.
Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check out Behind the Flow, a podcast documentary series following the launch of San Diego Football Club.
San Diego coming to MLS is going to be a game changer because this region has been hungry for a men's professional soccer team.
We need to embrace this community.
Listen to San Diego FC Behind the Flow on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Behind the Flow and start listening.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
You can join us, and you'll see what that sounds like in just a moment by sending a video or audio dispatch. You do it over on the website for free at thenewsjunkie.com. And we appreciate those of you who do send dispatches, which is why we're going to play some of these in a moment. Plus, get to emails from tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. If you see anything out there going on viral, anything you want us to talk about, anything you want my take on, send it, tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. I saw that Sam Altman, who once he's able to talk about things he wants to talk about and not his sister, who's a real character, the man behind...
Sounded like you didn't want to go with character.
We could touch on this, but the man behind OpenAI and ChatGPT, who's a very, very wealthy man as a result of the success of ChatGPT, he likes to talk about his company. He likes to talk about all the big data centers they're building. He doesn't like to talk about his sister. And if you Google Sam Altman's sister, you'll probably see why that's the case. There's a little
some
unhinged.
Allegations.
What do the headlines say that come up when you look at
OpenAI boss denies sexual abuse allegations against his sister. Younger sister files lawsuit claiming he sexually abused her.
You know, he says that this is absolutely not true, and she has mental issues, and he often has to deal with these questions, the ChatGPT guy. But
I wonder what ChatGPT says if you ask if it's true.
Oh, no. Let's see. All right, ChatGPT.
Do you think the answer changes if you pay for an account?
Does the founder of OpenAI have allegations of abusing his sister? Talking about Sam Altman. All right, I just want to be as clear as I possibly can. Altman. There you go. Let's see what it says. Searching the web. Yes. In January 2025, Sam Altman's sister, Ann Altman, filed a federal lawsuit. Oh, no. Then it's
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it gave me the result, and then it stopped, and it says, error while searching comes up. Error while searching.
That
sources are still there.
Crazy.
Yeah. The sources do come up, and you could see what's going on. But it was in the middle of answering my question about the OpenAI CEO. And in the middle of
it was denying it, too. It was saying, like, as of now, there's no, there's been no legal proof or something like that.
It won't even let me redo it. What if I copy the prompt again and ask again? Does the founder of OpenAI, searching the web, then it's answering, and it's got like bullet points and stuff. There have indeed been serious allegations considering Sam Altman, and Ann Altman filed a federal lawsuit in the U.S. District Court of Missouri saying that he abused her repeatedly from 1997 to 2006 when she was a child. She's seeking a jury trial. I don't even know if this is still going on. He says that this is utterly untrue, and she has mental health challenges. So it's something that he has to dodge quite a bit. Oh, it answered at that time and didn't take it away from me. Unless it's going to.
That was weird.
That was a little
I was
concerning
not
there.
even expecting it to get that juicy when I came up with that hypothetical.
Well, I don't want to put that in your mind now when you're just trying to get regular ass answers out of Chat GPT, but that's just kind of the way that it goes. So the thing that concerns me now is Sam Altman, founder of a lot of this AI movement that we've been seeing in the last year or two. He is now confessing that he has a doomsday bunker and that he has some fears. He has reinforced basements in this thing. He said it could be useful if World War III breaks out. I always wonder why is this guy in particular concerned about this? And should I be more concerned? I'm not ready to go in the case anything like this happens. He says, I have underground concrete, heavy reinforcement basements. I don't have something I would call a bunker, but it's pretty close. Theo Vaughn, who was interviewing him, said, that's a bunker, dude. And he said, what's the difference between a basement and a bunker? That's a place where you can go and hide when it all goes off or whatever they said.
Isn't that like a rich person thing, though, as well?
I think so. It's like mega rich move.
Just
when you
in
go.
case.
Yeah, like but it's weird that those are the people who are in charge of AI stuff. And I wanted to address one more thing before we get into your feedback as promised. In the AI world, we try to do a good job staying on top of all things viral around here. And certainly the AI stories are like that. One that is interesting to me is the news from Discussing Film. Here it is. Amazon is investing in a company called Showrunner. And you may or may not have heard of this, but I'll bring you into the world so you're informed here. It's an AI-generated streaming service. Now, Showrunner lets people type in prompts, just like I did on ChatGPT. You can generate scenes or full episodes for new ideas or existing IPs. Disney and other studios are in talks to license IP for the service. And what you could do is you come up with whatever show you want, and it'll create it for you out of nothing. Or they have their own shows. Like, let's say they had a show called The Simpsons, and you got Bart and Marge and all of the different characters in The Simpsons. You could then go to this service, which Amazon is investing in, and maybe part of Prime before you know it, and you go, I really like The Simpsons. I want you to generate me my own episode. In it, I tell everybody through Homer Simpson why living in apartments is the worst possible way to go about your life. And then it generates the whole thing. What's that look like? Here you go. Tell me if you'd pay for this. All right? This is completely generated by AI. This is the company that Amazon has invested in. You'll find some of the voices familiar. Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg.
Does it do like an AI recreation of the actual voices, or is it okay? So, so it's doing like the thing we used to do with RVC2 or something like that.
It's generating everything. Apparently, generating everything. Tell me if you would watch this. It's from Showrunner that Amazon is going to buy. This is the actual output of this. Okay,
these are going to be the best cartoons, the best. So, folks, get ready because this is going to be huge. Alan Holman's profiles are about to become the most talked about profiles in the world. Believe me.
All right, the graphics not terrible, like South Park level.
I'm a fan of the cartoon for sure.
All right. They even have like a whole intro for this program. Exit Earth, exit boredom, exit death. This is just the intro to it.
Oh, they all have the same eyes?
Yeah, I think so. It's very South Park-like, kind of. And here's what an episode would actually be like if this starts playing on your TV.
All right, folks, let's optimize this conversation.
Zuckerberg.
Why the hell are people so freaked out about AI-generated content? It's just, algorithms doing what humans taught them.
Exactly. I mean, if you trust a toaster to toast your bread, why not trust AI to toast your brain with some creative genius?
Elon, that analogy is suboptimal. But yes, AI is just a tool, like a hammer. You don't blame the hammer if you smash your thumb.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I don't think I would watch this.
I love the animation. That seems like it'll really fast forward someone who does want to create a cartoon.
Yeah.
We gotta work on the content. And the audio sounds so strange.
The audio of the voices is not perfect yet. The animation, Sabrina's right, is not that bad.
The audio sounds like they got bad voice actors to do it. Like there's no inflection or it's just not acted well.
And it seems like it was recorded in a terrible room. Like you can hear almost background noise, and I know that's probably their intention to make it sound like real, but it's distracting.
Like
here's the deal,
birds and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and like just like a ambiance, but it's not meant for that kind of cartoon. But when you go and use that service to create a cartoon, like it's that kind of animation is going to be associated with one. I mean, if you were to do in the style of Family Guy, the moment you see that face, that's must be Family Guy.
Right.
There's no, I don't know, creativity.
That's sort of the idea is that, like, let's say it was Family Guy. You'd go, Sabrina really likes birds and Beyonce and all things with a B. And
bitches.
Then they would generate you birds, Beyonce, and bitches. The episode of Family Guy that is exactly made just for you. And the output is something like this.
And let's be real, humans have been screwing up content for centuries.
Who's that?
Shakespeare.
I don't know.
Probably would have loved an AI co-writer. Less iambic pentameter, more explosions.
Exactly. AI doesn't have an ego.
Okay, you know what? The animation is more like, what's the Pickle Rick thing?
Rick and Morty?
It's very Rick and Morty. That's what the animation looks like. To me, I could see that.
Skinny little
Demand
legs.
royalties or throw tantrums over creative differences.
Mark
unlike
Zuckerberg
certain
doesn't
J.D.
stop
Vance
moving.
types.
He's just walking around.
AI can iterate faster than any human. It's like having a billion interns who never sleep, never complain, and never steal your snacks.
But what about the whole AI will destroy humanity thing? You know, Skynet,
too boring.
Terminators, all that jazz.
Oh, please. If humanity gets wiped out, it won't be because of AI. It'll be because some idiot decided to microwave a burrito wrapped in tinfoil.
Or because J.D. Vance tried to code a blockchain app. Seriously, the guy couldn't debug a toaster.
So,
Oh my
audience,
God,
relax.
this
It's almost over. It's almost over.
Replace you. It's here to make your life easier, like a digital butler, but without the creepy mustache.
I don't think this is.
Our jobs are
there
safe.
yet. The writers are okay for now. The writers are okay.
That was
But
I had a thing that came up with like movie ideas, but they were all like Adam Sandler falls in love with a girl, but turns out the girl's like a golden retriever or something.
Airbud.
Called
I
it
remember
Puppy
that
Love.
episode. I remember that episode of South Park. I remember this. Yeah.
Here I was thinking too, it's an original idea.
Nope. Showrunner, though.
Not
an
me.
AI-generated streaming service. That is the future, and Amazon is investing in it. Do you think that you're on board? Tanya says, Zzz. Yeah.
Amazon, pick something else, huh?
There's a lot that's good. The animation, if the content was really, really good, the animation would be good enough. The voices are a little lacking, but we're early into this. I think in 5 years, you could do this and you wouldn't even know the difference. You'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going to tune into Sean's version of Springfield tonight. Let's see what happens with the Simpsons crew. And they talk all about stuff that I'm interested in. It'll be real exciting. Or there's like the Family Guy just for Sealand, and it's only about webcam girls and the tools of the trade that they use. That kind of stuff.
Oh, Peter.
Basically. All right. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Runaway train, never going back. Wrong way.
Carl Blanchard here with your Thursday.
Hey, you.
Taking a look at your Friday as we wrap up the work week. Temperature is going to continue to stay throughout the low and mid 90s. More of that widespread rain kicking in as we head through tomorrow afternoon, and more rain on tap. Taking a look at the weekend.
This report is sponsored by
Stephen Colbert is interviewing Kamala Harris tonight. What a giant surprise. I never would have seen this coming. Folks, now's the time. You know what to do. You know what to do. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is the best. 1 out of 10 is the worst. Rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. What do we get today? I'm going to say 6.8 today. 6.8. We did have a guy on fire. 7.5-ish. 4 out of 5 gushes ain't bad. 6.89. A 9 from B-Hall. 6.8 out of 10. 9. 100 out of 10. Holy spit. Because of the song. I didn't get to hear it back yet. 7 out of 10. 9.7. All right, we'll take it. We will take it. Now, I got to leave you for a moment because I need to go get Today I Learned. But think hard, and we're going to nominate our chatter of the day next. I got to jump so the camera doesn't get stuck. I was going to get 2, but 1 is what we need. But we'll put 1 in today. I'll put 1 in after the show, and we'll test it later. Hello? Yeah, there you are. Thank you. Oh, a little faster, cameraman. Okay, 3 minutes. Hang on, I gotta write something down. That was a 12, right? Okay. Okay. Who's our chatter of the day? Who is it? Chatter of the day. $100 out of 10 for C-Lane today? Well, he did reveal a little something. He did reveal a little something. I'll tell you. Chatter of the day is going to Lady of Laurels. Lady of Laurels, congratulations. You did it. They said you couldn't do it. 1 minute. Sorry, did I pick the wrong person? I don't think so. Lady of Laurels did a great job today. Great job. All right. What song should we end on? Huh? Put your guesses in for what the final song's going to be. What's the final song going to be? 30 seconds away. What song are we ending on? Guess now.
And get your young adult plan for just $69. Because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
You've got apps for everything. Music, photos, even ordering coffee. But only one app gives you the live radio experience. It's radio your way. Anytime, anywhere. Join the millions already listening. The free iHeartRadio app. The #1 app for radio.
Craving an action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills on your command. Get your imagination going with audiobooks that keep you guessing. Captivating originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and bestsellers. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Home of the world famous Game of Magnets. This is the
God. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. Thank you for spending time with us today. If you missed anything, and I mean anything, you can subscribe to the podcast for free at thenewsjunkie.com. Did you ever find that song, C-Len?
Which one?
The one that we did together there. I just wanted to see how the time difference affected that.
Hold on. Let me grab it.
Somebody clipped it on Twitch, so you can probably find it over there.
I'm not playing it off Twitch.
Or what is the audio bad off Twitch?
Yeah.
Hey, you do you, man. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You know, it's just like
Try it one more time.
get it done already, for God's sake.
Live.
All right, here we go. Let's get into our final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only.
Nah, we got so many. So many. So the least we could do is work some of these into the show as we wrap everything up today. It's a nice Thursday. Let's see. Let's go to Dem Teasdo, talking about apartment life.
Yeah, apartments are the worst. We had an apartment where the neighbors had roaches, and they got into the walls, and no matter what we did, we could not get rid of the roaches.
Oh, God.
And our car got stolen twice within like 3 months.
Yeah.
Security deposit back?
Yeah, that'll happen. That's not a good time. Many people talking about what stores they missed. Jackie wants to talk about movies. Let's see what Jackie says.
This is totally off topic, but Sean, I know how you and Courtney like to go to the movies. If you get a chance, go see the movie Together.
Together.
Oh,
It
I can't
stars
wait.
Dave Franco and
Alison Brie.
Alice something. I had no
Alison
idea
Brie?
they were
His wife.
dating or married.
Okay.
And they play a couple in this movie, and it is the perfect amount of creepy, suspense, funny. And you should go see it. It's a fun ride. Tell me what you think when you see it.
I'll have to see that. I like
You haven't
movies
seen
like
the
that.
trailer?
I have seen the trailer, yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It reminds me in some ways of Friendship, that movie that came out not too long ago. Like, I like weird movies like that. I don't know why.
I think that Friendship is very funny. And their trailer came off like a horror film.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've
Together-
watched Friendship yet.
Oh, I heard I haven't either, but I heard it's absolutely incredible. The Together one, it looks scary AF.
Uh-huh.
Like and especially when it comes to, and I think Courtney also has this fear, it's the bone breaking kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like when all of a sudden you're in positions that you're not supposed to be physically. That
This
creeps
says
me out.
Together is a 2025 supernatural body horror film. What's body horror? What's that? A subgenre
See,
of
like-
horror that showcases grotesque or psychologically disturbing
answered enough
violations
questions today.
of the human body or another creature. Okay, that's what Sabrina was talking about. Together, the plot is Millie Wilson gets a job teaching elementary school English and moves to the countryside with her longtime boyfriend, aspiring musician Tim. Millie proposes to Tim at a going-away party held by her friends, but he hesitates to respond, embarrassing her. And then everything blows up, I guess, from there. They're like inside this house, a whole bunch of hell breaks loose on them. I love those kind of movies. I like that stuff. I don't have like huge expectations of these neon or A24 movies. I just like them when they're right in the pocket and enjoyable. Celine, do you have the tune?
I do. You want to hear it? This is not how it sounded in your headphones.
The show. That give me something sort of metalish. Yeah. Mm-hmm. F my life. F my girlfriend with a knife. I hate her. Oh, I hate like that. Like
over.
It's not bad. Is it going to sell a bunch of copies? No, it's not. Okay,
the lyrics were pretty progressive.
They were out there.
Just
could be on the
loop it.
theme song of this particular movie that we're talking about together right now. All right, all the stories made the cut. And anything else on the way?
Good job, stories.
Checking right here. Okay, we'll just get the hell out of here. It's time to make way. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Somebody took a screenshot of my chat GPT. Yeah, it's me searching for trees, how to fix stuff.
Oh, these stuff on the side?
Yeah, Clinton Epstein Island visits. Usually it's stuff during the show. iPhone 16 charging port, stabilizing a palm tree. You mind your own business, ma'am or sir, whomever that was.
I was looking at it too, so, you know. It's
yeah,
cool.
Get out of here. Today I learned this band right here.
Depeche Mode?
That's right. Depeche Mode is right. Today I learned when Depeche Mode's frontman Dave Gahan was 6 months old, his Malaysian father, Len, abandoned his family. See, Len laughed at this guy. 9 years later, Len returned home and would often visit the Gahan family for a year before suddenly abandoning his family once again, this time forever. So his father left and abandoned the family and then came back and said sorry, and then his father abandoned the family again. Which is worse than just staying away, honest to God. That's tough.
He swore, you know, it would never do it again.
Uh-huh. Today I learned Evel Knievel was fired from his mining job after high school for attempting a motorcycle-type wheelie and a large earth mover. It accidentally hit the main power line, knocking out power to Butte, Montana at the time.
And he was fired? That's a shame.
And finally, today I learned this band.
That's out? No. Wait a minute.
Incubus.
Oh, pardon me while I burst into flames.
That's right. Like the guy, he did that. The band Incubus formed the Make Yourself Foundation in 2003, some 22 years ago and change. Since then, the charity has raised over $2 million for dozens of nonprofit organizations, from the Center of Biological Diversity to Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and everything in between, just for hanging out at their shows. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place.